president of the Granada Hills Chamber of Commerce. And I'm here today to present the Neighborhood Purpose Grant for the Granada Hills Street Fair, October 8th, 2016, in the amount of $2,500. And I brought our 501c3 letter as well. The street fair is an all-day event. We also have a car show and the Oktoberfest that happens. We draw around 10 to 15,000 people, and there's around 140 vendors that's set up.
Thank you. Ms. Beanie, if you would give that when we get a break here, which we will have. Brandon, raise your hand.
I'm right here.
That's our treasurer, Mr. Schindler.
Now, the chamber is not a C3.
The chamber is a C6, but the street fair is going to be held in the Granada Hills Community Foundation,
Okay,
which
so
is a C3.
They're the applicant.
What was that?
I want to make sure they are the applicant.
Correct.
All right. Any other public comment on non-agendized items? Mr. Kuzman? Each speaker will have up to 2 minutes.
Great. Hi, everyone. First of all, again, I want to thank you for getting the physical agenda posted, although the email I didn't get until Tuesday, which was great for the meeting. But again, keep up posting those early. That's really great for us stakeholders who are out there looking for it. The second thing I have to say here is just because I have to say it in order to comply with the Brown Act laws, and that is that I sent this board a pure and correct letter for violations from some previous meetings. The board did respond with what they believe is their pure and correct, and I'm here to state publicly that I don't agree with the response that I received, and so I will proceed in the manner that I have to from here. Secondarily, I have also noticed that with the creation of the new board members and committees and everything else, we are lacking a membership committee, which is required by the bylaws here under Article 7 of the Granada Hills South current bylaws downloaded today, which says there should be a membership committee responsible for establishing and maintaining all membership records of the neighborhood council. So I hope that we can establish this committee because for the last 3 years I haven't seen this committee have work here in this council.
Excuse me, could you repeat that quote, please?
Could I repeat?
A quote.
The quote?
Yeah.
And here from the membership committee? Article 7, Section 1, Standing Committees, A, Community Outreach, B, Membership Committee. This committee shall be responsible for establishing and maintaining all membership records of the neighborhood council. Do you want me to read the whole paragraph?
No, that's good. Thank you. All right. Any other public comment on non-agendized items? Sam?
Yes, my name is Sam Flossman. I'm a councilman at the North Hills West Neighborhood Council. We work in coordination with these people at all times. I'm running my real estate business. I'm running a little raffle. It's a little prize giveaway contest. You can win up to $500 in cash prizes. All you have to do is send me an email, okay? It's no obligation, unless you're a real estate agent. And then you cannot choose.
Oh, man.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? You're out.
Discrimination.
Or mortgage lender. So I have this, and thank you for your time. I just thought if you want to grab a flyer, it's back in town. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sam. Any other public comment on non-agendized items?
Do we have to fill out a card?
Well, I was going to comment on that at the end of this. There are speaker cards in the back. It's not absolutely necessary that you fill out speaker cards, but it makes sure that we spell your name correctly. Lynn, did you have a comment on non-agendized items?
I think it's not agendized, but you can stop me if it.
I will. Okay. I recognize Mr. Bailey.
I did turn in a card.
I got it right here.
So Glenn Bailey, and just a couple of things I've talked about are on the agenda, but if there's something else that is, please stop me. Just a reminder, I spoke a couple months ago about the Valley Alliance of Neighborhood Council, second Thursday of every month. And so it's good to have a couple representatives of each neighborhood council there. I think Mark has been attending, and Eric has been going. So, just would like to remind folks, so the meeting is next Thursday. It's always a week after your meeting, your first Thursday meeting. And sometimes if we had no of our big name speakers, we, get that out. I don't have that memo yet. We are working on getting the new director of city planning to have a conversation with Valley Neighborhood Councils, and there are some things happening in that regard. The second thing that I don't think is on your agenda is the Congress of Neighborhoods. Just a reminder to save the date for Saturday, September 24th, especially for the new board members. You don't want to miss an opportunity to be at the Congress during the beginning of your terms. There'll be 40 different workshops. We're working on getting that finalized this month. And then related to that, it costs about $40,000 to put on the Congress. And so I don't know that your neighborhood council has contributed to that effort. I know it's too late for last fiscal year, but it's not too late for this coming fiscal year, or this current fiscal year. A lot of neighborhood councils have given $500, $1,000. So if every neighborhood council gave $500, we would meet our budget and have a little bit to get started with next time. So if you keep that in mind, that would be great. But mainly, we want you there. We want your whole board there. Registration will begin in August. So, kind of watch for that. And my time is probably nearing.
You got a few seconds.
All right, well, we talk about budget advocates, and specifically budget day is July 30th at City Hall. So your 2 budget reps and anyone else, including stakeholders, are encouraged to attend that session on Saturday, July 3rd.
Thank you. All right, Kristen,
I
you
just
filled out a
have
card.
an
You want to speak on, this is a non-agendized item?
Yes.
Okay, you've got 2 minutes. Please come up and introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Christina Crawford Velasco. I'm here today to make an announcement regarding the Richie Valens Foundation. I've been working with the family for over a year now. It is, we're at the beginning stages, and you're all invited to join us on August 12th at City Hall. Well, they will give a formal presentation regarding Richie Valens' birthday on May 13th. I'm not sure if you guys got that announcement, but on May 13th, they did pass a resolution that I got to co-write. So now May 13th, the City of Los Angeles is Richie Valens Day, and we're having a year-long celebration to let people know about the foundation and what our efforts are going to be to give back to the community. So the first event is August 12th. It's free to the public. You can come and have, there's going to be a press conference, a formal presentation, and then a chance to meet the foundation members, the board members, the family will all be there. And then there's a reception that will take place from 3 to 7 p.m. at the Richie Valens Parks in Pacoima, Park and Recreation Center. It's the Richie Valens Park and Recreation Center in Pacoima, and everybody's invited to join us. We are seeking sponsorships and individual donations at this time, and if anyone is interested, you can email me.
Thank you very much, Kristen. We have
The first one, the first official. They couldn't make the presentation on that day because the councilman wasn't there, so they're doing it this time.
all right, we have a couple folks here from the American Cancer Society. Where are you, Deborah?
Hi, my name is Debbie Wright, and
And before you get started, Deborah, I just want to preface this by saying they did call Wright and ask for a spot. Unfortunately, we've already put the agenda together. I'm going to extend remarks, time for remarks if need be.
thank
So
you
go
very
ahead.
much. My name is Debbie Wright, and I'm a 30-year volunteer with the American Cancer Society, and I'm very excited to be involved with Relay for Life. Have you all heard of Relay for Life? It's normally a 24-hour event that the American Cancer Society has in each community, and it's to raise awareness about those that have not survived cancer and to celebrate those that have. And we are going to be holding it on August 20th at the Granada Hills Parks and Rec at Pettit Park. And we're very excited about it. We wanted to let you know about it. It would be awesome if this council would be interested in doing the team. It's going to be from 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning on the 20th until 9 o'clock at night. And if you put it team together, each one of the board members could come and walk for 1 hour in a relay, because that's what it's all about. So it'd be really awesome to see you there. And I can hand these out. And I'd like to introduce you to Lori Sherman, and she is our esteemed chair.
I'm Lori Sherman, and again, as Debbie said, American Cancer Society Relay started 31 years ago with a doctor who walked around a track for 24 hours nonstop. His mantra was, cancer doesn't sleep, neither can we. This is a community event. It is something to draw people together, to again celebrate those that are struggling with cancer or have survived cancer so far, educate people on how to help themselves, how to eat right, exercise, get the right kind of sunscreen on, all sorts of different things. And again, it draws everybody together. We go and we have a lot of fun, but there is the time to honor those that have passed on. You can make a team, you can have a luminaria. If you've had cancer and survived, you can be a survivor. You do a survivor walk, you get a survivor breakfast, all sorts of things to let people know that we are supporting everybody in all facets of the cancer progression, both after, support groups, all sorts of different ways the community can come together. So we're just encouraging all the councils, all the people of Granada Hills. The chamber is on board with us. They're going to be helping to sponsor a banner. We're putting a banner across Chatsworth Boulevard, and there's a banner sponsorship form if anybody's interested in doing that and getting their name on the banner, as well as the same flyers that she has passed out today. Maybe I'll leave a few extra here as well. So getting them up at your business, getting them out, getting people to know to come that day and spend some time. We have entertainment the whole 9 hours. We have the special luminaria ceremony at the very end. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, very worthwhile.
Can I ask a question?
It's public comment, Mark, so actually I will allow you to ask one question.
One question,
As
real
public
quick.
comment.
Where is the banner gonna go across Chatsworth?
I have not explicitly
Fine.
designated. You're probably close to where the council is, or where they usually put the banners for the parade and stuff like that. I have to check with Nationwide Banner Display. They're the ones that put up their.
But it's going
banners.
across.
Across,
Across
that's
the
what I
street.
asked for.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well,
Any other public comment on non-agendized items? Well, I'm getting some others, but these are other things. All right. Mr. Kane, you want to speak on this item?
I am.
Okay.
I'm not agenda.
This is David. I'm going to have you speak right now because right at the end of it. So, David Kane, American Healthy Kids.
Hi there,
Two
I'm
minutes.
David Kane from America's Healthy Kids. We're a Burbank-based 501c3. I was at the Budweiser mixer and I ran into Mr. Fisk over there, and he went to his committee about what we do for the event we're gonna have in October. And he, like I said, he's gonna take our program to his committee. And I said, well, I would come out and speak to you. I came about 4 months ago, but it seems like many have changed since then. So, I'm here to present America's Healthy Kids, the Kids Fitness Challenge. Our program is all designed about getting kids moving, and it's something they don't do anymore. So we created a large-scale event, and it's basically like a battle frog or a Spartan race, except it's for little kids. And it works really good. It works for kids and it works for their parents, so the whole family gets exercise. We just literally had an insane event on July 4th up in Lackawanna Flindridge Country Club, and it was just off the hook crazy fun. And the kids just never stopped, and I'm not sure who slept better, the kids or the parents. But I would really like to come back to you and see if I could garner your support for your community, your street fair, Granada Hill Street Fair in the future.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. May I leave you some flyers? And
You may. I would suggest you leave them at the back table up there
Very
with
good.
all the other people.
I thank you for your
Thank
time.
you, sir. All right, we have someone from CD12 tonight. Come on up, Rick.
Hello, everyone. I see some new faces on the board. That's good. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Eric King. I'm Councilmember Englander's Public Safety Deputy. That means I handle issues related to LAPD, anything it has to do with LAPD or any sort of public safety issue. Fire department, I also work closely with the Department of Building and Safety for any issues regarding private property and those sort of things. I do transportation issues, mostly parking related issues, anything, well, all transportation issues, but a lot of them is parking issues. So I'm just here to introduce myself. Feel free to contact me, new board members, if you like. Jerry, I think, has me on speed dial. But he can get my contact information. I don't have my cards with me tonight, but pretty easy to find.
Why don't you give it to us just off the, so we can write it down?
Yeah, well, the number to the office is 818-882-1212. That's our Chatsworth field office, our community service center. My email is Eric, E-R-I-C-H, don't forget the H, or else it goes to another Eric. ERICH.king, K-I-N-G, @lacity.org. Also, on Tuesday, August 2nd, we're going to have National Night Out at Northridge Park. LAPD and our office, we're putting it on. It's going to be great. It's a free event. It's going to be a movie. I think we're going to be showing, and this is fresh off, nobody knows this yet. I think we're showing Star Wars, the new Star Wars. On a big, huge screen in the park. So bring your families, picnic, whatever you want. We'll have a bounce house for kids and this and that, and there will be booths and all sorts of stuff. So it should be a fun night. What else? Oh, one other thing. I work closely with LAPD, as I mentioned, and one of our new assets with LAPD is what they call the Hope Team, and it's a Valley Bureau. It's out of Valley Bureau, and Hope Team is designated officers that are assigned to working on the homeless issue, working with homeless people. But as I'm sure you know, I won't go into detail because I can talk for hours about it. But I'm sure you know, LAPD's focus more lately has been less of an enforcement aspect, less of because policies have changed, laws have changed, so there's a lot more outreach focus going on nowadays. So this team is specifically designated for that. They're really great with outreach. They're all trained in that, and that's all they do. And we've had issues with that because, as you know, LAPD is so busy with other crimes and this and that, they don't have a lot of time to deal with the homelessness issue. And now this team still getting their legs underneath them, but they're doing great work. And I just want to let you guys know that that's out there now. And we've already, they've already been responsible for getting a few people housing within our district that homeless people on the streets, and we're continuing to do more work. So that's all I got for you.
Regarding Northridge Park, we have, as a council, to let you know, is it July 22nd, to let you know if we want to table?
I believe, is it for the National Night Out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going through LAPD.
Okay.
I think they're kind of scheduling all that stuff.
All right, I read that somewhere.
Yeah, I'll double check for you.
All right, thank you, Eric. Oh, we have another question? Sure.
Yeah,
Sorry, missed it.
has anyone complained about the airplanes going at 2 in the morning? I mean, they start at 5 in the morning and they're
Out of Van
planes.
Nuys Airport?
I don't know where they come from, but
I've
there are
gotten-
planes.
I've only had a few complaints.
Well, here's one more.
They do have a complaint system, and I can't recall off the top of my head because the
No,
airport
I know,
itself
they
is
wanna
not
know
in our
the name of the
district.
plane, they wanna know the number of the plane, they're really like
Yeah,
passive
yeah, I
aggressive.
know.
So I'm just telling you, I'm another one, I'm complaining.
Okay.
I mean, there's
If you
no.
want to connect later, we can talk about it. And
I don't have to.
I don't get a lot, so I don't recall the exact
Okay.
process, but I'd be more than happy to look into it again.
That would be nice.
Another question?
I missed it. Yes, what areas do you cover?
All of Council District 12, which is essentially all the way to the county line that way, to the mountains, basically, and then all the way up north, and then to the 405 freeway, down to CETA, and it goes in and out down there, but that's Council District 12. And I cover the whole thing for public safety.
How far down do you see it?
It's the big,
Rock. Yeah, it kind of, it goes in and out, their borders kind of, it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Saturday?
Yeah, it goes down to that point at one point, and then it covers West Hills, and then it's all over. It's a big district. Any other questions for me?
What was the National Night Out again?
August 2nd, Tuesday night. It'll be at, I think it's gonna start around 5-ish, 5 to 6. The movie will start around 8:15 once it starts. So start the movie. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We do not have anyone here from CD 12 tonight, or from, I'm sorry, from LAPD, but we do have Bill Larson, who is with the city attorney's office. Bill, I'd like to invite you down for just about 2 minutes if you want to give us.
I'll make it even faster than that.
Okay.
I came here tonight because we had a bunch of complaints. People were coming into our office. I should say I'm the nuisance abatement prosecutor for the group homes, and it hasn't stopped. We have a new one that just came into our office about 3 weeks ago. There's a guy in the 17,100 block of Devonshire. Bunch of burglaries came out of there, and it turns out it's another one of our places where there's people inside a place, and not only were they stealing stuff, they've actually been stealing off the power lines. So a guy, from what I understand, DWP went out there, they've already got their revenue security people. So what we try to do in these cases when they're stealing power, if we can get the power turned off, we'll then ask the health department to go out, and then hopefully we'll get an order from them saying that you can't live in a house with no water, no power, and then unless they can pay the bill, they'll hopefully be basically kicked out of the house, or they'll get prosecuted. That's what I'm trying to do with this situation. This is an ongoing issue. I know some of the neighbors, like I said, I believe they came to your council meeting, or at least they've been in contact with some of your council members. So that's all I wanted to say, and I get other cases like that all the time. If you have one of these, I'll just give my telephone number. It's 213-393-5561, and we have plenty of them in Granada Hills, but that one seemed like that was causing quite a bit of problems. So.
Looks like we have one question.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, are you talking about a group home that's?
Well, a group home, when I'm using that phrase, we're not talking about like a really organized group home. We're talking about a bunch of criminals that just all decided to get together, and somebody did. I'm not sure at this particular house how this one, what it is. I think it's just a bunch of guys. They may be squatters. We see that too. I'm not sure if they're squatters or if they're actually paying somebody rent. This particular house
Are funded through the government.
No, well, when people use this term, you're talking about a licensed one, and we see some of those too, but this term is used generically. I'm not using it in a precisely legal definition of like for children of under 18. They use this term generically in the police department or everywhere else when there's a bunch of guys that are together. They just use the term group home, so I'm not using it in its purely legal form. This is not a licensed facility at all, I can guarantee you that.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Okay. Mark Morris, would you introduce our next guest on the neighborhood sustainability issue?
Yeah, Lisa Hart is here to tell us about the neighborhood council sustainability.
Well done. Lisa. I told Lisa you have about 10 minutes.
Oh, cool, that's what I thought, thank you, that's
Okay.
fantastic.
All right.
My name is Lisa Hart, as it has been said, I'm with the Neighborhood Council Sustainability Alliance. Thank you so much, Mark, for making this happen. I've been hoping to get out here for many, many months, so it's nice to meet you. And I'm hearing that there are lots of new board members, is that the case?
Yes.
So, welcome. And can you folks raise your hand if you've heard of the Neighborhood Council Sustainability Alliance? Wow, okay, that's actually kind of reasonable, and that's not bad. So I want to thank Mark, and where did Glenn go? Glenn is also on our board, so he's been, as probably all of you know, he knows almost everything about the entire neighborhood council system, so he's been instrumental in helping us get off the ground, so that's been wonderful. And Adriana is doing several things with us, including giving you guys lots of stuff to look at, and we'll be passing out a sign-up sheet in case you guys want to be on our email list. So our mission is to advance sustainability and resilience across Los Angeles through sharing of best practices, through advocacy, and through community action. And it's occurring to me that since you guys are pretty close to the whole Aliso Canyon thing, this is probably of concern. Was that probably a muted word for what's been going on in this community? And we are still young and small and getting off the ground, but this is the sort of issue we would really love to work with you on. So, and actually Saturday, we have sort of an open space listening session that somebody posted super prominently on your website. I don't know if I have Mark to thank for that or who did that, but anyway, it's right on the homepage of the Granada Hills South Neighborhood Council website, so thank you whoever did that, because I didn't do that. So if you are interested, you can look at your own website, and it's Saturday in Reseda, and Glenn, you can tell us where, I actually don't know where.
It's 181118
Oh.
Sherman Way, just west of Lindley, and it's right in front of the Bank of America buildings on the south side of Sherman Way, parking in the back.
And the plan check meeting, I think, is first.
Right.
And then we're on at 1. And it's a session where we're really hoping to bring member neighborhood councils together to talk about what you would like to see from the Alliance. The Alliance is really nothing without our members, and so we want to make it about our members and what you folks want to do. Now, you folks are not members yet. I'm hoping that can be agendized maybe at the next meeting, because we'd love to have you join us, and you can choose how many representatives you want, or however they can be from your board, or they can be from the community, whatever you folks want. And the point of membership, there's a lot that you can do without being a member, but the point of membership is that we're working to get our advocacy piece off the ground. And right now we have, I think, 20 members from all across. Glenn's done a ton of recruitment in the Valley, but we have people from Hollywood, we have folks from East LA, we have folks from all over the city. And the point of membership is that if we all get together and tell our city council reps that this is what's important to us, then we're much, much more powerful if we're doing that with a united voice. And so we'd really like to get organized and leverage the power of the neighborhood councils. I think right now I see so many neighborhood councils taking on their own neighborhood issues, but imagine, like, as we get more mature and sophisticated as a system, we can really, really change the game. So we'd love to have you involved in that effort with us. I'm trying to think of what else to share with you. We have a website, ncsa.nationbuilder.com. We also have a Facebook page, which has a lot of postings on all kinds of goings on.
Lisa?
Yeah.
I am trying to take notes.
Oh.
So, do you either have all that info on a piece of paper?
I could just.
Can you go slower and repeat it?
Let's see, I have my own notes on. I could email it to you later, or I could go more slowly. Which do you prefer?
Either way. Does anyone else need it? You can just email.
Okay. Okay,
I'll get ready later.
Okay, that's fair. And then I also wanted to share with you our Cool Blocks program, which we are launching right now. It's a pilot. We are getting support from the city. We're super excited about this. We have one in Porter Ranch that Mark is doing a lot to support, and another one at the LA Eco Village that Adriana is doing a lot to support. And it's a very exciting, innovative model to help people mitigate climate change, to improve neighborhoods, make neighborhoods safer, more livable, greener, and to help people prepare for disasters. It's about a 5-month program, and it's about bringing blocks together, bringing neighborhoods together on a block, so that people start getting to know each other, and start meeting with each other, and start working with each other, and tackling these things on a block-by-block basis. It's based on 25 years of research, similar programs across the country and also in Europe. The difference now is that we're bringing all these components, the climate change, the disaster preparedness, the water conservation, the livability, the safety, all together. And we are super excited to see this taking off. And we'll be launching, so we're in our alpha pilot now. We'll be doing our beta pilot probably this winter-ish. And we'll be looking to expand to more blocks. So if anybody's interested, on the sign-up sheet that I hope is going around somewhere, if you check in the very far right-hand column, it says check for Cool Blocks follow-up. You can put a check mark there, and we'll make sure to follow up in case you're interested in being a Cool Block leader, or in case you know somebody who might be. Mark, do you want to say anything at all about your experience so far working with Susan?
Oh, it's great. The Cool Blocks program is like Lisa was saying, is a very well researched and thought out program that is somewhat, I'm finding somewhat similar to the Neighborhood Watch program, only not necessarily looking for crime, but looking to support one another
Yes.
in our efforts to do sustainability, especially with the mayor's programs that are coming out. And it's a great opportunity for people within the neighborhoods to get to know, meet one another and see the inside of their houses. Maybe for the first time.
That's one of the secret little fun benefits of the program, exactly. And how many are you familiar with the five-step disaster preparedness approach? Okay, Glenn is? Okay, oh wait, sorry, somebody else? Okay, so I thought more people would know about, that's a program that the city is working on. And they actually approached us a week, I guess it was last week, in order to help them recruit for that. So it can complement a neighborhood watch program, it can complement an existing disaster preparedness program. It's really it's designed to be a nice, simple way to help people, to help support people in getting stuff done to improve their neighborhoods. So, does anybody have any questions or comments or suggestions or concerns, recommendations?
I have one.
Okay.
How does this differ from what Vank is doing? I mean, we already have an organization where all neighborhood councils in the valley meet once a month. So what are you doing that's different than what Vank is doing?
Well, I'll try and answer, and then I'll hand it over to Glenn, since he's a regular at Vank, and I've only been one, I think I've only been once, actually. This is really much more, so this is citywide, but it's much more focused on sustainability issues. What we've been working on mostly up until this point is climate change and the drought. I'm hoping to get us more into land use planning, since of course that's the hot ticket, gentrification, those issues as they affect public health and environmental issues. So it's a narrower focus, and we're going to be, I think I'm guessing more advocacy oriented than Vank as we get more mature. Do you want to add to that or correct any of that?
No corrections. There is sometimes some overlap because, at Vank you may get some of these issues that are thrown in with all of the others. But yeah, the Sustainability Alliance is very focused on sustainability, environmental issues. One of the topics was the presentation of the mayor's sustainability plan in one of the first workshops. The other difference is that to date, the current situation, which could change, Vank meets monthly. The Sustainability Alliance has approximately quarterly forums, town hall types of things going on where we invite not just the representatives of each and every council, but anyone who's interested. That's what's happening on Saturday, is that quarterly process. So that's another difference in terms of if you're concerned about time commitment. As with many things, as much you put into it, but as far as the number of meetings, it's been 3, maybe 4 a year.
Now, I should say, I'm going to flip that around. That's true. However, we really need help in every arena. We need help with our website. We need help with our advocacy committee. We are going to be presenting, we hope, at the Congress of Neighborhoods on the Cool Blocks program. We need help on our Cool Blocks program, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if folks have a specific interest in sustainability, yes, you can do the 3 or 4 meetings a year, or you can just give us your lives and we'll happily work with you. So you can put in a little bit of time or a lot of time, because we can certainly use it.
I forgot, we had a success story from the Porter Ranch Coal Blocks program that right after the first meeting.
That's a good one.
Right after the first meeting, one of the people that attended could hear water rushing underneath their home and found out that there was actually a leak, an EWP leak, but went through the channels that she learned through the Coal Blocks and was able to get it addressed and get it fixed right away.
Yeah.
And so it's matters.
That's a really nice story.
Yeah.
It really is about people connecting in ways like that, exactly.
So where do we find the mayor's sustainability plan?
We don't have it on our website, but there is a website on the city for the city.
On the
I mean, I think if you
What's it
Googled,
called? Because it's like
It's called Plan P, small p, capital A, capital L-A, N.
and it's Sustainable City Plan. So if you Googled Los Angeles Sustainable City Plan, I think you would get to the website, and it should be a PDF of the plan there, and actually their first annual reporting.
one good thing about this plan that you have is that I got my permaculture design certificate. And one of the little things I learned is that it takes 100 people to have a sustainable community. So it's actually good what you're doing, I think.
Well, that's exactly, I'm so glad you said it, because that's exactly what this whole Cool Blocks program is about. It's really about social diffusion of behavior change.
It's how you survive, actually.
Exactly. And so it's really about helping us support each other and doing these things that we all know we should be doing, but we aren't necessarily doing. But so my background is social psychology, which is why I'm so passionate about this program, because research shows, and this program has, as I said, has been around, versions of this have been around for 25-ish years. We've seen that if you are holding your neighbors accountable and they're holding you accountable, you're much more likely to actually follow through on these small or big, depending on what you choose, behaviors.
Particularly in disaster.
Well, I don't know if it's not particularly in disaster, but disaster and all these areas. And the other thing I'm seeing is, for me personally at least, I used to see climate change over here and disaster preparedness over here, and they were kind of like the climate change folks and the disaster preparedness folks. But as we start to live in an era where we're living with the effects of climate change, those things are kind of coming like this. So we have to start thinking about it like that. Yeah. Okay.
Lisa, thank you
so
very
much. And can you guys let me know where the sign-in sheets are so I can grab them?
I think it's over there.
Here it is. Okay, there's one there and then one over here. Okay, did you guys get it in the back? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Julie, while we're, Mr. Mansfield, come forward. You're next. Oh. Julie, just let the record reflect that Cindy Wood is now here. You got it? Okay. We had an ad hoc committee last year, which was regarding the Veterans Memorial Park tree that's decorated every holiday season, and the feasibility of permanently decorating that. And that committee is sunsetted with the advent of the new board. But Eric wants to give a brief report on what the committee found and the feasibility of permanent decoration. So, Eric, you got several minutes to give a report.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Myself, Cindy, and Justin, we made up that committee, and we went out and we all contacted contractors who said that they could do the job, but none of them were committing their proposals in writing, and that immediately scared me off. If you're not willing to put it in writing and exactly what you're going to do and how you're going to go about doing it, we didn't. I think that we had at least 5 contractors that we contacted. Also, I went up to Altadena and looked at their holiday thing, and think about this, they were doing pretty much what we were doing. It was community situation, activists themselves, everybody who lived up and down that block, and they used a pulley system for all their trees. But again, they did it themselves. And after talking to one last large contractor, who declined, by the way, he didn't want to do it because, one, this is a 65 to 70 foot tree. Also, I think a lot of people were scared away because we're a city entity. They would have to go through certain things, and that scared them off. So conclusion that I had is that we continue doing things the way we've been doing. Now, we can get additional lights. We can even get strobes on them and everything to make them go off and on and everything. But again, that's something that that you guys out. So you guys will have to do time. This is already July, and we usually put this here first on the agenda because it takes time. If we're going to get additional lights and everything we have to do it well in advance. You can't wait until November and try to do it. You have to do it within the next month or so. So that's pretty much all I can tell you. We did work very hard on it. Cindy gave me some contractors' names, so did Justin. but as I said, none of them were willing to commit in the way we need them to commit. And so, at this point, I think you need to form another, holiday tree committee to determine, how you want to continue forward at this point. If you want to find more lights, I know a number of people have said that they wanted, brighter lights, and everything to match the ones that are on the thoroughfare, on those streets, and I think that's a good idea. So, whatever you want to do, I have contact information with suppliers, and I'd be glad to give them to anyone who's going to take this on going forward, and everything, but that's where it's at right now.
Any questions?
Any questions? Yes.
Didn't you, at one of our outreach meetings, didn't you give us a flyer as to a particular string setup that we can change the color of the lights?
Yeah, again, that information is readily available. I don't know how to do that, but I presume that,
Changing of the,
Yeah.
you gotta do LEDs then.
it's LEDs, and there is a box that you can put on the tree and connect those two, and they will determine how the lights go off and
I
on.
know you had a brochure, could you send that to me again?
I don't think I have a brochure anymore.
All right.
But you know what? I can probably get you one.
All right.
Yeah, because like I said, the supplier we've been using, he's got a ton of stuff, and I can put whoever is gonna be in charge of that, I can give him that contact number.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else?
I have more of a question for the board regarding how you fund that project. I don't know if it's appropriate now, but I really think that, there needs to be outside funding beside you guys funding that lighting. And I've been talking about that for 2 years, and it's an outreach thing that has to happen, where we have all these corporations right here within this block, and we should not be paying for that whole lighting.
That has come up a number of times. I've talked to a number of stakeholders in the area. Thing about it is, when we partner with other people, there is some things that we have to do, because we usually deal with 501c3s. Dave, can you have any words on that as far as connecting with other people that may or may not be 501c3s?
Not right now, but I think Mark's comments are well taken, that there's other organizations, in and around here. that may
It's a
have-
lot of money,
Yeah, it is.
How much is it?
$3,500. Yeah.
All right, Eric, I want to thank you very much. Before you sit down, however, as you all know, Eric was one of the original members of this organization. He's semi-retired for the next 2 years, but I want to just give a small token of thanks from the neighborhood council, especially myself, for your service over the last 10 years.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. All right, the next order of business I'm going to explain very briefly. We had a Brown Act complaint regarding the election procedures that happened at our May 5th meeting. And basically, the complaint was that although Mike Cabo, who was conducting the elections, asked for public comment at the beginning of the process, that he did not ask for public comment before the election of each officer. And the election of each officer is considered a separate action. So, at the advice of the city attorney and cooperation with the district attorney, we put together a correction letter, hearing correction letter, which we sent to the person complaining, who filed the complaint. And so we're going to go through this process tonight of hearing and correcting by nullifying the election, hopefully, and then Michael will conduct re-election of the officers. So, this is number 5 on the agenda. And A is a motion to set aside the action of the board taken on May 5th, 2016, approving Dave Bovee for president. Do I hear a motion?
Second.
Motion. Well, actually, I'm gonna be the maker of the motion in each case. So you're the second there, Darren? Seconded by Darren. Any public comment on this to begin with?
Wait, are you setting aside the 4 first and then going to the nomination?
Yes, we're gonna do all 4 and then go to the nominations, which Michael will come back. All right, hearing no public comment, we'll take any discussion by the board. No, we're gonna take one at a time. I don't hear any discussion, we'll have a vote. I'm gonna ask for a roll call vote by Julie. Julie, please.
Okay, Jerry asked you.
No, I'm gonna ask for a roll call vote because I want to record it as a roll call vote. All right, thank you. And if you have something, I will comment, we discussed this at our retreat, setting this up this way. But I realize that if we're gonna do this, the chair has to sit back there so we can actually see who's raising their hand, so you'll have to speak up. All right, so on this motion, all those, Julie, go ahead and do the roll call.
Okay. Jerry Askew.
Aye.
Dave Bovee.
Aye.
Mike Benedetto.
Aye.
Jeffrey Gore.
Aye.
Bonnie Burke.
Aye.
Julie Carson, aye. Jet Dunlap.
Aye.
Don Graham, not here. Sally Kolstad. Aye. Don Lopez.
Aye.
Darren Lopez.
Aye.
Joe Lyle.
Here.
Anthony Matthews. I'm sorry, I didn't record him. Mark Morris.
Aye.
Brandon Schindelheim. Brandon.
Brandon's went to the restroom, I believe. Where's that? Oh, there he is.
Renee Trinidad.
Aye.
Andrew Wall. Cindy Lou Friedman. Aye.
All right, motion passes unanimously. Let's go to B, which is a motion to set aside the action of the board taken on May 5th, 2016, approving Jerry Askew for vice president. I thereby move. Is there a second? Seconded by Jerry Askew.
Who seconded?
Mr. Askew.
Sorry.
Public comment. All right, seeing none. Board discussion. Any discussion by the board? All right, seeing no discussion by the board, we're ready for a roll call vote. Julie, if you will.
Yeah, Jerry Askew.
Aye.
Dave Bovee.
Aye.
Michael Benedetto.
Aye.
Jeffrey Gore.
Aye.
Bonnie Burke.
Aye.
Julie Carson, aye. Jet Dunlap.
Aye.
Sally Kolstad.
Aye.
Don Lopez.
Aye.
Darren Lopez.
Aye.
Joe Lyle. And Mark Morris.
Aye.
Brandon Schindelheim.
Aye.
Renee Trinidad.
Aye.
Andrew Wall.
Aye.
Cindy Lou Friedman. Aye.
All right, thank you. The next motion is C, set aside the action of the board taken on May 5th, 2016, approving Julie Carson for secretary. I so move. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Don Lopez. Any public comment on this? All right, seeing no public comment, any board discussion? Seeing no board discussion, we're ready for a roll call vote. Julie, if you will.
Jerry Askew.
Aye.
Dave Bovee.
Aye.
Michael Benedetto.
Aye.
Jeffrey Gore.
Aye.
Bonnie Burke.
Aye.
Julie Carson, aye. Jet Dunlap.
Aye.
Sally Kolstad. Aye. Don Lopez.
Aye.
Darren Lopez.
Aye.
Joe Lyle.
Aye.
Mark Morris.
Aye.
Brandon Schindelheim. Renee Trinidad.
Aye.
Andrew Wall.
Aye.
Cindy Friedman. Aye.
All right, thank you. This is D. Set aside the action of the board taken on May 5th, 2016, approving Brandon Schindelheim as treasurer. I so move. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Gore. Any public comment on this motion? See no public comment. Is there anything from the board? Any discussion from the board? Brandon?
I don't need to do it.
If you decline to run.
All right, we're ready for a roll call vote. Julie, please.
Jerry Askew.
Aye.
Dave Bovee.
Aye.
Michael Benedetto.
Aye.
Jeffrey Gore.
Aye.
Bonnie Burke. Aye. Julie Carson, aye. Jet Dunlap.
Aye.
Sally Colstead. Don Lopez. Sharon Lopez. Joe Lyle. Mark Morris. Brandon Schindelheim. Renee Trinidad. Andy Wall. Cindy Lou Freeman. Unanimous.
All right, thank you. This time I'm going to turn over the election process for officers to Mike Cabo. The only thing I'll say in front of this is that it'll be up to Mike whether he wants to do a roll call vote, or if there's only one nominee, then it can be done by acclamation, obviously. So, okay, Michael, it's all yours.
Since I don't know exactly how this is gonna go, I just need to have a better vantage point so I can see all the players and we can take care of business. As you see in the agenda, item number 6, we have items A through D for the 4 specific positions for officers for this board. There are specific names listed for each of those positions. I will assume those names are people who are still interested, but we will confirm that as we go through the process. So we'll confirm that individually with each of the names that are mentioned. We will accept additional nominations for other people who may be interested in the particular position, and we will ask for those nominations before we take a vote, and before we close nominations. If we have only one person running for the office, we will have a vote, and the vote will be by acclamation. So I will request that you indicate whether you abstain, board members, whether you abstain or whether you oppose the nomination. Whatever's left will be count of the remaining board members. Any questions? Does anybody have any questions from the audience on the procedures that we will be following? Mr. Kuzma?
Yes, the Brown Act says that all actions by any legislative body must be by roll call vote, period. And the second question I would like to ask, and this is not personal, but it might have changed. I have your business card. Your business card says your parliamentarian authority expired in 2010. Is it still expired?
I've been reelected and reappointed every single term. The fact that I don't have a current business card is irrelevant.
No, I'm just saying, it said that your commission expired in 2010. I'm just asking if that's still the case.
Maybe we can get you a new business card. Melvin, would you like to comment on this issue of affirmation?
The roll call matter?
Yeah. Well, affirmation, Mr. Kuzma specifically said that we can't do it by affirmation.
What the board needs to create or provide is a record of how each board member voted, so that if a member of the public asks how each of you voted on a motion before you, you can provide something in a written record of how you did. So, as someone did mention earlier, if there's only one candidate, if there's no objection by the board, you may select a person by acclamation, and then the minute taker may put a check mark next to everyone present. If there's anyone objects, they may be, so it's up to you. If you want to do roll call, you may do that as well.
Jerry?
Melvin, we had this exact issue last year, and I took it up with Darren Martinez, and his explanation of that requirement of the Brown Act, and the act actually states that the board shall report. The word is report, not record. The board shall report the vote of each member. That is, can take the form of voice recognition, or recognition of the person by their name, or by an announcement that it's unanimous, having the roll call been called earlier in the meeting. There is, on the Brown Act, there is no duty to record the votes of every member. So unless Dunn has created new policy on this, that was the interpretation given to me by the city attorney on the Brown Act.
So, correct. So we have created a board vote count form to make, the idea is to try to make it cleaner and simpler as to how each board member voted. You're correct that at the beginning of the meeting, you do a roll call, and you have a record of who's here, who's absent, who comes in late, at what time, who leaves the meeting, and depending on what time you take a vote on a certain motion, then you can refer back to the minutes as to who's here at what time. So yeah, you could do that. But just for the fact of provide if you can announce it, like you said, because you already have a record, so you can just do that as simply as that. So through the funding program, we created this board roll count form that was primarily for voting on funding matters. But we've extended that, for the benefit of the board to use to other non-funding related motions. So, yeah, I mean, I think, just as simple as if someone does ask, I would like to know how Jerry voted on this matter, it could be reflected in the minutes. Or
Okay,
you
it
could put it in
could
the
be,
sheet
but
of
there's a requirement for a roll call vote and reporting in the minutes for financial matters, but not for anything that's not like.
Well, it's technically for any action of the board, including your minutes, including, any impact statement motion, so any actions of the board.
So this is a new policy that Dunn created since last
It's
year?
for any motions, which, I'm sorry. which-
Okay, well, let me clarify it again. Darren Martinez told me that the board did not have to record the votes of the members, only the number.
Only the number?
Right, unless it's a financial item where the Dunn policy requires us to.
If I can interrupt, in the order of expediting this, we will have a roll call vote.
There you go.
Actually,
Yes.
okay, may we just have the minutes reflect that all of the people, all the board members that were here for the roll call are still here and sitting. That reflects that we're all here. Then, if the motion is made and you ask if there are any objections, and no board member objects. If you ask if there are any abstentions, none abstain. And then if you ask, do all sitting board members vote yes, and we all say yes, that is your record. That's what he was explaining. That's all we have to do. So I would like the record to reflect that all of the board members are sitting here, the ones that were called in the roll call earlier. Once that's in the record, you do not have to call each name, because it will reflect that everyone said yes. That's all that is required.
If it's like a unanimous vote on, on things where the presiding officer feels there's not gonna be any objections to approving it, then you can do that.
Can we move along?
Cindy, all right. Last question, Cindy.
I had one more.
Just comment, I'm just saying, like, this is obviously taking a long time than maybe the 15 of us is saying, yay, and that takes about 15 seconds. So I will say that if that's a concern to any general public, I don't think it's too much effort for our board to just say yay. So that's just my opinion. But I also see where Ron is coming.
In the interest of making the process absolutely clear, I will ask Julie to conduct the roll call vote. I appreciate all this stuff.
I have one more question about the procedure as you explained it. I didn't hear when you were going to take public comment, and I didn't hear exactly when you were going to take nominations on the
Public
floor.
comment will be after nominations are closed for each officer position.
Okay.
So however many candidates we have,
And
public comment can be on one or any of those candidates.
the nominations can come from the floor as well, correct?
No. Nominations come from the board. They're
Only board officers?
They have to be elected members of the neighborhood council. They're the ones eligible to submit names for nomination. Okay? So, item number A. We have one candidate that's listed in the agenda. I will assume that that is a name and nomination. Mr. Bouvet, if you are elected, would you assume the responsibilities of the position of president?
Yes.
Are there any other people who would be suggesting names for nomination, or anybody who chooses to nominate themselves for the office of president of the neighborhood council? Hearing none and seeing no hands, I will declare the nominations closed. Are there any comments from the stakeholders or anyone in Mr. Kuzma?
Yeah, Mr. Bouvet is president of the Old Granada Hills Residents Group. Mr. Bouvet does a great job with his residents group in promoting their events and the things that they do, and he gets people from the community to come. This is a great.
I was remiss on two items during the procedure. I failed to congratulate Mike Benedetto on his election. And the other thing, I failed to ask Julie if she'd be willing to serve if elected. So by virtue of the fact that you've already been elected, has anything changed?
So you will be willing to continue in the capacity of
Yes.
secretary?
Of course.
For able to, okay, thank you.
All right, next order of business is number 7. We've got the approval of minutes for several meetings. Going to start with them one at a time, all the board members. Those were sent out last week. You were asked to review them. For stakeholders, all the minutes are on the table at the back. And we're going to start with the March 3, 2016 minutes. Any stakeholder comments on this to begin with? Mr. Kuzma.
In general, for all of the minutes, it's just a minor correction, but my name is misspelled. It's being spelled M-A-N rather than M-I-N, but now that we have speaker cards, you get to get it right.
Thank you, sir. Anything else from stakeholders? All right, seeing nothing, I'll open this up for discussion with the board. Any corrections or additions is all we need. We don't need any other comments. Corrections or additions to the March 3, 2016 minutes. All right, seeing none, we're ready for a roll call vote on the March 3 minutes. Julie, if you'll go with that, please.
Okay, for approval of the minutes, Jerry Askew,
Aye.
Dave Rebay,
Aye.
Michael Benedetto.
Aye.
Jeffrey Moore. Bonnie Burt. Aye. Julie Carson, aye. Jet Dunlap.
Abstain.
Sally Colston. Aye. Don Lopez. Darren Lopez.
Aye.
Joe Lyle. Mark.
I don't believe Joel was at those meetings.
Mark Morris.
Aye.
Brandon Singelheim. Renee Trinidad.
Aye.
Andrew Wall.
Aye.
Cindy Lou Freeman. Abstain? I have 10 yes, 4 abstain, and
One absent.
well, no, because, well, I don't know how we do this, because I checked on mark you absent, because I called your name, you didn't answer.
Correct.
So, does he get to vote again now that he's back, or no?
You can call his name and it's back.
Okay, so,
Abstain.
and is Joel back?
No.
Okay, that's, all right, so that's 11, so wait, 10, 5, and 3 absent. So absent.
Carries.
All right, well, who's making the count?
I did, I'm back.
You got it, all right. Did I ask for a second? I don't believe I did. Would someone second the motion to?
I'll second.
Who was that? Me. Mr. Lopez? Let me just ask, would anyone vote any differently if we have a revote? All right, seeing none, I think that vote will stand. All right, let's go to the next minutes. That's the minutes of the April 7th, 2016 meeting. That was the last meeting of the old board. Public comment. See anybody's hand raised? Any additions or corrections from the board members? See any hands? Oh, Mr. Askew.
I had it turned sideways.
Yeah, I guess so. I was looking right.
So, on item 6, under section 7, sorry, section 8, item 6, planning and land use report, there's a note in there to clarify, says, Mr. Askew indicated the police report is available regarding, I don't recall anything to that meeting about a police report. So I would just say to strike that entire item, that there's nothing from committee, no report.
All right, any other additions or corrections? Is there a second to the motion to approve?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Lopez, thank you. We'll get it straight here after 5 times, I'm sure. 2 years ago. Yeah, exactly. Okay, any other additions or corrections? So we're gonna strike that section. All right, I think we're ready to hold a vote. Julie, would you give us a roll call vote?
Yeah, for approval of the April 7th meeting minutes, Jerry Askew,
With corrections, right?
yes.
Yes, as amended.
Dave Bouvet,
Yes.
Michael Benedetto,
Aye.
Jeffrey Board,
Aye.
Bonnie Burt, aye. Julie Carson, aye. Jed Dunlap,
Aye.
Sally Colston. Sally? Aye. Oh, sorry. John Lopez? Abstain. Darren Lopez?
Aye.
Joe Lyle? Anthony oh no, sorry. Mark Morris?
Aye.
Brandon Schindelheim?
Abstain.
Renee Trinidad?
Aye.
Andrew Wall?
Abstain.
I'm sorry, who's next? Cindy, oh, no, I'm sorry, and, what did you say, abstain? Cindy, with 3 minutes. Abstain. Okay, so 11 yes for approval, so it carries 4 abstain. Here? It carries.
Motion carried. All right, thank you. All right, we'll go to the May 5, 2016 regular minute. And Mr. Bailey pointed out one addition we're going to need to make. Do I have a second? I'll make a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Lopez. One moment while I locate that.
Bottom of page 1.
Oh, hold on.
Starts in the bottom of page 2.
Page 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. On page 2, as Glenn pointed out, he was here at the meeting. The motion, which was made by myself and seconded by Mr. Morris, was to appoint Mike Benedetto as the bank card holder and second signatory. So I would move to amend the minutes in that regard. Any other additions or corrections?
What basis is the motion to amend?
Debate?
Basis of the motion to amend. Do these minutes not reflect what happened?
No, they do not, because,
Okay.
yeah, because the motion was for vote.
Okay.
All right, so, any other additions or corrections?
Just on bottom of page 1 that says DL confirmed line, I'm not sure what that is. Very bottom.
Page 1. Yes, would you, David? Yes.
It was just for me to confirm the website address, that's already been clarified. Thank you.
All right, very good. Any public comment? Mr. Bailey?
On page 5, under public comment, the telephone number and email address are both, well, the phone number is an old phone number, the email address is my personal email, so I've written the correct information on here.
Would you give that to the secretary, please?
So, sorry, I just noticed that.
That's right.
The information, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, so we have actually three corrections. We can strike the DL confirmed. On page 2, we should add bank card holder and second signatory, and then correct the telephone number and email to Mr. Bailey. You got all that, David?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Julie, I think we're ready for a roll call vote. I don't see any additions or corrections.
For approval of the May 5th minutes, Jerry Askew,
Abstain.
Dave Bouvet,
Aye.
Michael Benedetto,
Aye.
Jeffrey Moore,
Aye.
Bonnie Burt,
Aye.
Julie Carson, aye. Jet Dunlap,
Aye.
Sally Colston, Don Lopez, Darren Lopez, Jill Lyle,
Abstain.
Mark Morris,
Aye.
Brandon Schindelheim,
Abstain.
Renee Trinidad,
Abstain.
Andrew Wall, aye. Cindy Lou Freeman, aye. 12 ayes, so the motion carries.
All right, thank you very much. Next is the May 19th, 2016 special meeting. Again, that agenda was electronically distributed last week. Is there a second to my motion to approve the May 19th minutes? Mr. Benedetto seconds. Any public comment? I don't see any public comment. Board comments in way of additions or corrections? Okay, I don't see any additions or corrections. Julie, please call the roll. Call for a vote. Take your time.
Okay, so for approval of the May 19th special meeting minutes, Jerry Askew,
Abstain.
Dave Bouvet,
Aye.
Michael Benedetto,
Aye.
Jeffrey Moore,
Aye.
Bonnie Burt,
Aye.
Julie Carson, aye. Jet Dunlap,
Abstain.
Sally Colston,
Aye.
Don Lopez,
Aye.
Darren Lopez,
Aye.
Joe Lyle,
Abstain.
Mark Morris,
Aye.
Brandon Schindelheim. What'd you say?
Abstain.
Abstain. Renee Trinidad,
Abstain.
Andrew Wall, Cindy Lou Freeman. And the motion carries 11.
Thank you. Person?
Yeah, I needed, I apologize that I'm saying this late, but this meeting, I was here late, but I was here, it doesn't reflect in the minutes that I was late.
You weren't on the board at the time. It'll only reflect if you were on the board. All right, let's go to the June 4th, 2016 retreat. I move to approve those minutes. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Benedetto. Any public comment? I don't see any public comment. Any additions? Oh, Mr. Smith? Yes.
I'm sorry, Mel's last name is 2 A's in this one.
All right. One correction to Mr. Cannon's name. Any other additions or corrections? All right. I don't see any comments from the board. We're ready for a roll call vote
Okay,
with
so
that
for-
one correction.
All right. So for approval of the June 4th retreat minutes, Jerry Askew,
Aye.
Dave Bouvet.
哎 Aye. 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 哎
Bonnie Bush. Abstain. Julie Carson, aye. Jed Dunlap.
Abstain.
Sally Colston. Aye. Don Lopez.
Aye.
Darren Lopez.
Aye.
Joe Wild.
Aye.
Mark Morris.
Aye.
Brandon Singham. Renee Trinidad.
Aye.
Andrew Wall.
Aye.
Cindy Lou Freeman.
Aye.
The motion carries.
Thank you very much, Julie. Thank you all for getting through that. You leaving, Mark?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to go, I have to.
All right, thank you very much. Let the record reflect Mr. Morris is leaving. Next item is item 8, discussion and possible board action on the 2016 and 17 budget package. This is approval of 4 separate forms. One being the budget, 2 being the outreach survey, 3 being the strategic plan, and 4 being the self-assessment form. All of those were sent out in advance to the board for you to have an opportunity to review. Now I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Schuheim for explanation of the budget. Go ahead, Brandon.
Sure. It's, so at the top it says, approved on July 7th today, for fiscal year 2016 to 2017. Based on the $37,000 annual allocation for this coming year, I used just, my best estimate of what our expenses are based on the past, and what I expect will be this coming year. So, for example, the operational expenses on a monthly basis, to partners with universities and minutes writer, has been about $200 a month. So multiply that by 12, and that's the $2,400 that you see at the top. The public storage facility is about $150 a month. Multiply that by 12, and you get $1,800 for the year. That's under the operations category. The next is the outreach category, and there's 4 items there. They're pretty vague. That way it's easier to not pigeonhole yourself. But meeting expenses, they've been about $80 for copies, printing sort of stuff. So multiply that by 12, and that's $960. Website maintenance has been $250 a month, and then there's a $25 annual fee to GoDaddy. That's why it's $3,025. Moving on down to food, food at the meetings have been also about $150 a month, so multiply that by 18. So then typically what we've done in the past is we see what's remaining, and split it as evenly as possible between the general outreach and the neighborhood purpose grants, so that obviously we fulfill our obligation of outreaching to the public as well as improving the community. So what I did as a suggestion is put $15,000 for general outreach. That could be newsletter, includes all of the outreach events. Then the difference is $12,000 and $15 would go down to the neighborhood purpose grants, and that could be used again for the street fair, the parade that's coming up, the Veterans Park, just like what we've done in the past, schools, other 501c3 organizations. So that's my suggestion, and I have a second.
Second.
Okay, seconded by my colleague, Jeff Orr. Now, should I ask for public comment at this point? Nolan, should I ask for public comment? Okay, public comment.
I just need to clarify, are we making one public comment on all 4 of these items?
There are 4 separate items.
Will we have opportunity for public comment on each one?
Each one.
Okay, thank you. No comment on the budget.
Okay. Any other public comment? Okay, any board member comments, questions? All right. That's great, thank you. All right, so seeing no public comment, no board member comment, I'm going to put it to a vote. Do you mind handling that for me, please? it's not specifically separated, except it's under 8, so you can maybe
So
call
it's
it
the 16-17
budget, yeah, contained in itself. That's
And it was seconded by,
Jeff, yes.
so for approval of this budget, Jerry?
Aye.
Heskey? Dave Bouvet?
Aye.
Michael Benedetto?
Aye.
Jeffrey Board?
Aye.
Bonnie Birch?
Aye.
Julie Carson? Aye. Jed Dunlap?
Aye.
Sally Colston? Don Lopez?
Aye.
Darren Lopez?
Aye.
Joe Lyle?
Yep.
Mark Morris? Brandon Schindelmeyer? Renee Trinidad?
Aye.
Andrew Wall?
Aye.
Cindy Lou Freeman? Aye. Motion carries.
You know, on the second one, I think I should probably turn over to Mike Benedetto, see if he completed it. This relates to the outreach survey that every neighbor council needs to fill out and submit online as part of the whole budget package.
I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the outreach survey. It's a pretty generic survey. And having said that, is there any public comment?
Yes.
William?
I'm looking at this form, and I'm looking at the answers on the form, and I know that some of the answers, to the best of my knowledge, may not be completely accurate. The question is, does the council have a Twitter account? And the answer is yes. I don't know of a Twitter account. Further down towards the end, does the council have an email newsletter campaign? And it says yes, but we don't have an email newsletter campaign. It asks, do we have a service? And it said an email newsletter service, and it says yes, and we don't have an email newsletter service. It says, if so, what company? MailChimp, and to the best of my knowledge, I don't know that we're using MailChimp at this point to distribute a newsletter. On the second page of this survey, it says, a print newsletter campaign. And again, we don't have a print newsletter campaign, but it says yes here. Then it says, do we have templates for newsletters, brochures, and flyers? We might have them for, it says yes, and we might have them for flyers and brochures, but I'm pretty certain we don't have a template for a newsletter. So again, this survey doesn't appear to have been thoroughly vetted yet at this point, because it appears that some of the answers might be things we want to do, but haven't been done. And thanks, Mike, for putting it together.
Thank David too. And I'll tweet you that information.
I don't.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? Board comment?
So,
See? Oh,
yeah. So,
Cindy.
this is actually submitted to neighborhood council on behalf of, this is submitted to John on behalf of them.
Did you have another question? All right, is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right, Julie?
I'm sorry, who seconded it?
There.
Oh, don't say me.
Me.
I need a name. I have to tell you, I'm hard of hearing in one ear. I have some hearing loss, so that's why I keep saying huh. So who seconded this one again? Darren.
It's hard for us to too.
Okay. All right, so this is for approval of the outreach survey. So Jerry Askew,
Aye.
Dave Bouvet.
Aye.
Michael Benedetto.
Aye.
Jeffrey Gore.
Abstain?
Bonnie Burst.
Aye.
Julie Carson, aye. Jed Dunlap.
Aye.
Sally Kolstad. Don Lopez.
Abstain.
Darren Lopez.
Aye.
Joe Lyle. Brandon.
Aye.
Renee Trinidad,
Aye.
Andrew Wall, Cindy Lee Freeman.
Abstain.
So the motion carries.
Motion.
As also part of the packet, we have to submit the strategic plan for this coming year, and that's also the materials as well as the prior year self-assessment. Again, I didn't prepare these. Personally, I believe, Dave, did you prepare these?
I prepared the strategic plan and, along with Mike and Brad Smith, our immediate past president, prepared the self-assessment. So I would like to move on the strategic plan, that the board adopt the strategic plan for fiscal year 16-17.
Second.
That was Brandon.
Any public comment? Yes, Mr. Kuzmi?
Yeah, just want to thank you very much, and I don't understand how you passed that last thing in light of what I just said about the errors on that possible last thing.
Is there any public comment on this item?
But I'm looking at this, and I'm glad to see that it says, develop an online newsletter to be sent to all stakeholders in the database and posted on the website quarterly. So I'm glad to, I'm speaking in support of this part of the strategic plan. I like that it's in here, so thank you very much. I would also like to suggest that you might want to add into your performance goals is a complete review of the bylaws and the creation of standing rules for the neighborhood council as a performance goal as well.
Thank you. I don't know if we need to put it in the strategic plan, but I'll announce right here that we'll be appointing a bylaws committee next month, and that committee's going to be very active. There's a number of bylaws changes that need to be looked at. So, actually, Mr. Kuzman, that's not a bad idea at all. We'll make that change before we send it in. All right. Any other comments from the board? Oh, Ms. Bailey, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Public
so
comment.
just the very back, the very bottom, second page, the dollar amounts add up to 40,000, but you only have.
Yes, you notice that it says our approximate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw that.
Approximate means approximate.
Okay.
It's wishful thinking.
At the time this was done, it was, it was, we were hoping that they would prove more than 37. But Brandon hadn't completed the budget down to the nth degree, so we plugged in the numbers we thought.
I did see that it said approximate.
Okay, thank you.
And then just at the very top, you might want to just correct the spelling of the word strategic before you.
Oh,
submit
thank
it.
you. I just think I'm George Bush. Cindy? Okay. Board comments? Cindy?
So yes, I'd like to make a motion to add, to the strategic plan, in this back, in the back, performance goals, create a standing rule. So I just wanted to be more permanent. I know we're gonna do
All
it
right.
by law, but
So
create a standing rule for the council.
All right. Is there a second? Yeah, this is a motion to amend. Right?
The strategic
And you want to
plan.
add performance plan? Performance?
Create a standing rule for the neighborhood council.
We do have standing rules.
Oh, I'm sorry, complete revision of
New bylaws?
huh?
New bylaws?
There's a
think the
bylaw,
standing
and
rules should
actually,
be
I've never seen a
revised?
standing rule for this neighborhood council. I've only seen the bylaw, and only the bylaw is actually on the website. So typically, for a lot of organizations, right, you have a bylaw, and then you have a standing rule of but
Well, I still don't have your motion exactly.
okay, so my motion is to revise the strategic planning here by adding the word of,
Performance goals?
yes.
So add,
Review and revise as necessary.
Okay.
so it's actually two items. It's actually two items, right? Because performance goals really aren't tied into bylaws. So what you're suggesting is we establish performance goals, and then as a second item, revise bylaws and standing rules. Am I hearing that correctly?
Well, it's under the category performance goals, so I'm gonna pick up what he says. So let me say it again. So I'd like to make a motion to revise the 2016-17 strategic plan under performance.
Oh, okay, I understand, I
Under
apologize.
performance.
Under performance goals.
Yes.
Got it,
Add the
okay.
wording revise.
Revise.
Review and revise standing rule as,
That are set of standing rules. So,
All right, got
Revise
it,
and review our set of standing rules.
got it.
yes.
So, Mr. Chair, could you please?
I'm gonna read it back for you. Okay. So after develop an online newsletter, those two lines, the next line would be a review review and revise standing rules of the neighborhood council.
May I say, a minute writer, would you word it, create, revise?
But we do have standing rules, my understanding is they were passed last, that's true.
Okay, sure.
All right? Okay.
No.
Thank you. On the motion, is there a second?
No, and I have a question in regards to the basic hearing.
Regarding what?
I have a question. Oh, do this first.
Yeah, let's do one thing at a time. Is there a second to the amendment to the strategic plan?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Moore? Okay. Public comment on this?
Yes,
Go ahead.
please. There are no standing rules that were approved last year that I know of. And there are no standing rules on the website. This has been something that I've been asking the board to look into for 3 years, is to create standing rules to deal with situations. So to say that we have existing standing rules that were passed last year, I'd like to see them before the board makes a decision, because I do not believe that they exist. I do not remember anything like that being passed.
Okay, well, let's put it this way. If they are, you're right, they're not posted with the bylaws. So we'll need to take a search and see if they've ever been passed. If not, then we'll create them.
Yes.
All right, so. Any
Create.
any other public comment? Discussion on board members. First in favor,
I need clarification, who seconded it?
seconded by Mr. Moore.
Did Mel want to say something?
Yeah.
Melvin? Yeah.
no, yeah, because I'm surprised, I was not aware that standing rules existed. But if there are, I mean, I'll take your word, I mean, no one seems to.
I seem to remember that we did at one time.
The board
That may have
believes that
been-
there are standing rules out there that at some point in time, a previous board may have approved.
I
So
think
they need
there
to be
were.
reviewed and revised.
Yes.
So
So
if that's the
please
case,
add the word create
create
All
or
right.
on the motion.
create
Yeah.
or review or revise.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, any discussion by the board in favor to start? Anyone opposed? I don't see any hands. Let's take a vote. Julie, on the
Okay, so
amendment?
This is on the amendment
Yes.
to add to the performance goals, right? Review and
Yes.
revise, create, review, and revise, okay. So
This is
Jerry
to
asked
add
you.
Under,
Under.
not in the performance goals,
No, I
but
said
as an
under.
additional section.
Yeah,
Right.
addition. So Jerry asked you.
Nay.
Okay, Dave Roubaix.
Aye.
Michael Benedetto.
Aye.
Jeffrey Boer.
Aye.
Bonnie Burks. Aye. Julie Carson. Aye. Jet Dunlap.
Aye.
Sally Colstaff. You said aye.
Yes.
Don Lopez.
Aye.
Darren Lopez.
Aye.
Joe Lyle.
Aye.
Brandon Schindelheim.
Aye.
Renee Trinidad.
Aye.
Andrew Wall.
Aye.
Cindy Lou Friedman.
Aye.
So the motion passes.
Thank you very much. And now on the entire strategic plan as amended. Any public comment on the plan as amended? Seeing none, any comment or board member comment? Cindy,
So
yes?
sorry.
That's right.
I just wanted to clarify, our database, in the past, our database are going to the webmaster. And I just wanna clarify who is keeping the database right now. And I just wanna make sure that the database we collect are not used, it's only used exclusively for neighborhood council and it's not adding on to any other database that's out there.
That is part of our contract, as I understand it, with the webmaster.
Yeah.
It's exclusively for use by the neighborhood council.
Correct, so I just wanna make sure that nobody else is using that database for anything.
No.
And so all the database is going still to Aaron right now?
Yes.
To the webmaster?
Yes.
Is that correct? Mr.
Yes.
Outreach Chair?
Yes.
All right, we're ready to vote on this. Julie, would you give us a roll call vote, please?
Okay, on the motion to approve the strategic plan
As amended.
as amended.
As amended.
Jerry Askew,
Aye.
Dave Bouvet,
Aye.
Michael Benedetto,
Aye.
Jeffrey Boer,
Aye.
Bonnie Burt, aye. Julie Carson, aye. Jet Dunlap,
Aye.
Sally Kolstad, aye. Don Lopez, aye. Darren Lopez,
Aye.
Joe Lyle,
Aye.
Mark Morris, oh, sorry. Brandon Schindelheim,
Aye.
Renee Trinidad,
Aye.
Andrew Wall,
Aye.
Cindy Lou Freeman. Motion carries.
Thank you very much. The last thing is the self-assessment form. That was prepared by myself, Mr. Benedetto, with some assistance from Mr. Smith, our immediate past president. I'm going to move this, that we adopt this self-assessment as part of the budget package. For a second?
I should.
Seconded by Ms. Carson. Public comment? Yes, Ms. Goodman?
Page 2, measure 4, says improve outreach, and then says published and mailed an annual newsletter, increased and improved use of website, ENS, email system, etc., purchased and installed street display banners. In the very beginning on the front page where it talks about the big vision, it says note taken from the 2013 document. It was 2013 when we did the banners, not 2015-16 years. I'm not sure that all of this is accurate. I do know that there was a newsletter in 2013, but again, there wasn't in the 2015-16 year, which this is supposed to be for.
All right, let's make that correction about the newsletter. There are still banners up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to the extent that we still have banners, that part is accurate. All right, let's make that adjustment with the newsletter. Is there a motion to that effect?
I'll make one.
All right, moved by Mrs. Wu. Wait a second. Second.
I'll state the motion.
Go ahead.
So, I move to revoke page number 2, publish and mailed annual newsletter. Or what genre?
Just strike that, just strike that language, correct? All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Askew. Discussion on that? I don't see any discussion. Let's vote on that amendment to the self-assessment. Julie?
Jerry Askew,
Aye.
Dave Bouvet,
Aye.
Michael Benedetto,
Aye.
Jeffrey Boer,
Aye.
Bonnie Burt, aye. Julie Carson, aye. Jet Dunlap,
Aye.
Sally Kolstad, Don Lopez,
Aye.
Darren Lopez,
Aye.
Joe Lyle, Brandon Schindelheim,
Aye.
Renee Trinidad,
Aye.
Andrew Wall,
Aye.
Cindy Lou Freeman. Aye. Motion carries.
That was unanimous, was it not? All right. Okay, and now the self-assessment as amended. Would you call roll on that, please?
We need more comments?
Pardon me? No, that was the amendment. We'll vote on the document as amended.
Jerry Askew,
Aye.
Dave Bavay,
Aye.
Michael Benedetto,
Aye.
Jeffrey Board,
Aye.
Bonnie Burrs,
Aye.
Julie Carson, aye, Jet Dunlap,
Aye.
Sally Colstead, John Lopez, Darren Lopez,
Aye.
Joe Lyle,
Aye.
Brandon Schindelheim, Renee Trinidad,
Aye.
Andrew Wall,
Aye.
Cindy Lou Freeman. Motion carries.
All right, thank you, everyone. We're now going to move to 9, which is approval of the budget report and monthly expenditures for the months of April and May. Brandon?
All right, April, start of April. Sorry, for the month of April, I'll just read it down. So changes during March, or from March during April. You can see down on the bottom of the first page, under general outreach, we had paid $300 to BLSL. We unencumbered that, so we paid them online. That hit the bank account. So I know there's some confusion with them receiving it, but it was deducted from our bank account. Design, there's some promo items we paid for $404.17. There was $100 paid to Togos for volunteers with the elections, volunteers for food for volunteers for the election. $2.47 to Togos. I'm not sure why there was a little piece left for that, but I think the total was $102.04. But anyway, so there's also additional food. Then $35.13 to Papa John's for additional food for volunteers of the election, and then from Starbucks, I guess, in the morning for $40.65. At the Granada Hills Rent Stabilization Ordinance Seminar, there's $400 paid to Teriyaki for the April board meeting was $156.80 to Togo's, our favorite place.
They deliver it.
I know. On the website, we paid 3 months, January to March, to Aaron Vandry, $250 each month, so $750. Then we also reimbursed him for the $21.21 for GoDaddy.com annual website domain renewal. We paid for the minutes writer April for the amount of $140.42. Technically Partners University. That's at the temp services operational category budget line. And then we encumbered 2 items under neighborhood purpose grants. One for the Valley Disaster Preparedness Fair. Ahead of time, it's going to come up in October. We paid them $850, or encumbered $850. We encumbered $600 to Solid for support. And you can see on the actual monthly expenditure report itself, all those items that we actually paid for are listed there. Everything reconciles to the bank statement. The balance of the budget is $10,079.06. You can see down the bottom right, you still have $9,677.44 encumbered for various neighborhood purpose grants and events. The ending balance in the bank account at the end of April is $18,149.15. You can see under the little chart, monthly budgetary analysis, the amount of unspent budget that was allocated to us. So we were given $42,000, and there's some carryover from the prior year. So that total, out of the $54,250, we spent $32,142.65 in the prior months, $2,350.85 in April, leaving unspent budget of $19,766.50. Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Jeff. Any public comment? Any board member comment, questions? All right, I'll put this to a vote. with the secretary's help. Please.
Okay, so this is for approval of the April budget report and
Monthly expenditure report and budget. Yes. That's under,
This is,
item numbers, 4. Sorry, wait, I did go 4 to.
this is 9.
It should be done.
I think it's 9. Almost got
8, 9, yeah, it should be 9.
No, should be 9.
All right.
And
so
this
for-
one I will need an actual board vote count form, so I guess that for the David Minster. Just give him, he should have the same board vote.
Jerry Askew,
Aye.
Dave Bouvet.
Aye.
Michael Benedetto.
Aye.
Jeffrey Gore.
Aye.
Bonnie Burt. Aye. Julie Carson. Aye. Jet Dunlap.
Aye.
Sally Colston. Aye. Don Lopez. Aye. Darren Lopez.
Aye.
Joe Lyle.
Aye.
Brandon Schindelheim.
Aye.
Renee Trinidad.
Aye.
Andrew Ball.
Aye.
Cindy Lou Freeman. Aye. Unanimous.
Thank you. Okay, on to May. I'll just read off the changes from April that happened during May. Under general outreach, we paid $196.80 to Togo, the May board meeting. We paid $708.32 to Mike Benedetto for reimbursing various events of the healing, mostly, so I'll read those off. $165 to Tavern Service Company for the healing paint, for several events. $36.11 extra helium, $64.31 extra helium. The second one was to spring egg hunt. Then we also had some trifold survey to Carter House that was sent out for $131.15. $46.33 extra helium. There's a pressure valve for the spring egg hunt to Tavern Service Company. $25 again to Tavern Service Company for helium tank purchase and refills to the Gala Sullivan. And then another $240.42 for again Tavern Service. We're like their best customer. The Tavern Service Company for helium tank purchase and refill for the De La Salle event. Then we also paid $350 to Hollywood Editor, and that was a filming of the Ground Hills Ranch Stabilization Ordinance Seminar, so we unencumbered that. We unencumbered the following 5 items because we no longer need them. We did that in the May meeting. We unencumbered $120 for the database growth, $200 for Porter Ranch gas leak outreach, $140 to the Ground Hills South Neighborhood Council tote bags, remaining balance, if you need those anymore, we bought them all. $368.85 for the instant survey and protocol brochure. $500 to the LA City budget day that was supposed to be the year before in 2016, and we never asked us for the money. Then we also encumbered $5,000 for outreach giveaways. The original vote was $98.6125, but we only have $5,000 to spend, in addition to the $1,737.44 already encumbered. We also reallocated $1,000 from the outreach committee budget down to general outreach to be used there. And we reallocated $5,000 from the newsletter to general outreach to be used there. Both items for more giveaways. Under website, we paid $250 to Aaron. I guess there was another month there. I think it probably should have been April, but February. Under operations, there's temp services. We paid $150.63 to Partners University for the May minutes writer, David Vine. Under facilities and space rental, we paid $758 to public storage for our storage facility fee, and that should be about 6 or 7 months worth for December. Meeting expenses, we paid $47.74 to FedEx for copying minutes material. Under neighborhood purpose grants, we made 3 online payments for neighborhood purpose grants, $850 to the Valley Disaster Preparedness Fair. That's going to happen in October. $500 to Old Granada Residence Group to help with the door trees, $600 to Solid. Now, the monthly expenditure report, all the items that I listed that were paid are listed there in the top section A. We have $13,727.44 in outstanding commitments, so things that we've encumbered. And we have a remaining balance at the end of May of $1,615.57 that we either have spent or have encumbered out of the original budget. And at the next page, under monthly cash reconciliation, you can see what's remaining. That reconciles to the bank statement that I have. It's $13,735.66 is the cash that's remaining as of May. Under the monthly budgetary analysis, out of the $54,250 that was allocated to us, partly was 2015 rollover, but commitments that we were able to pay in this 2016 year. We had $15,343.01 of unspent budget. So do I have a second? Second. Any public comments? Anyone still awake? Oh, seconded by Jeff Buller. Any board member comment or question? Seeing none, I will put it to a vote. Thank you.
Okay, so this is to approve,
May 2016 monthly expenditure report and budget report.
Jerry Askew,
Aye.
Dave Boulay.
Aye.
Michael Benedetto.
Aye.
Jeffrey Bowen.
Aye.
Bonnie Burke.
Aye.
Julie Carson, aye. Jeff Dunlap.
Aye.
Sally Colstad.
Aye.
Don Lopez.
Aye.
Darren Lopez.
Aye.
Joe Lyle.
Aye.
Brandon Schindelheim.
Aye.
Renee Trinidad.
Aye.
Andrew Wall.
Aye.
Cindy Lou Freeman.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous.
Thank you very much. Brandon, thank you very much for your diligence there. We're going to move to board issues. The first issue is under 10, is the nomination and confirmation of Brad Smith to an at-large director position. I have one public comment card from Mr. Kuzman. Mr. Kuzman, you have public comment on this?
Yes, I do.
Before you do, let me ask for a second to the motion. Seconded by Mr. Benedetto. All right, go ahead with your public comments, sir.
You know, a lot of you have, well, let me start by saying we have over 30,000 stakeholders in our neighborhood council. And one of the things that disappointed me when we did the appointments on May 5th is that there was no public outreach, letting the public stakeholders know that there were 6, 7 vacant seats available for them to apply for. So there was never really any outreach to seek new members, new stakeholders to come in and fill these positions. Now, I was kind of half thinking about, you know, you guys have told me, well, if you want to make a difference, get on the board. So I was thinking about throwing my hat into the ring, but the ring wasn't open for me to throw my hat into. But at the same time, hold on. Yeah, please, Kristen. So anyway, the wonderful thing that happened is you did have your appointments, and you did have on your agenda an item to appoint Krishna Velasco to the at-large seat. Now, after some discussion, there was a motion made to postpone that appointment because Krishna was not here to accept herself nor defend herself against some statements that were made. Thank you for keeping good minutes, because this is important right now. This is unfinished business. You need to finish your at-large appointment of Krishna Velasco, which was continued from the May 5th meeting, prior to appointing anyone else to that at-large position. And also, I think it would be really great if that at-large position, that one single one that is still legally left open, is open to the public, and that next month, after an email goes out letting people know that this position is open, then we have that appointment of that seat. And the reason why I say that, Dave, I don't know if you remember, but after the appointments were done, young Mike, what's young Mike's last name? Rivas. Young Mike Rivas asked you, are the nominations still open for an at-large seat? And you told him no, that they were all closed. So in essence, you had another stakeholder that you knew was interested in running for the seat. Again, and he's not got the opportunity, and I did speak with him, and he is interested in that seat. as well as myself. So I'm really feeling like we need to deal with Krishna first before we can fill this seat.
Thank you. I am going to reply to the extent that I also talked to Mr. Rivas. Mr. Rivas is going to Cal State Berkeley and leaving the area next month. So I explained to him that you can't be on the board of directors and a student at Cal State Berkeley at the same time. So your information that he's still interested.
I talked to him last night.
Fine. You, Mr. Kuzma, have never made it any application or expressed any interest on being on the board, to my knowledge.
I just
certainly never to me. However, you know, you could certainly be considered if you made that known. In terms of the parliamentary procedure, I'm going to ask the parliamentarian to give me a ruling.
Okay, as according to the May 5th minutes, the appointment of Krishna Crawford Velasco was postponed to a date not specified. And by virtue of the fact that it is on today's agenda, we will accept that as continuation of the original motion.
Can I don't know if I can make a motion, but can I make a statement?
You may.
Yes.
I made acknowledge to Dave Bouvet that I just was happy to be a budget rep at this time.
Yes, we've had that conversation. And based on that, I nominate Mr. Smith. Yes, Ms. Wu?
I think it is correct, because I think we postponed it, so therefore it's something we should deal with. So if she withdraw, like even wanting to be considered, so maybe we can make a motion to withdraw the nomination, because we did put a nomination on.
I think that's probably the proper way to do it. Would you agree, Mike?
So I withdraw my nomination as
All
a
right.
rep.
So you don't have to make a motion. We'll have someone for the board do it. You want to make that motion, Cindy?
Sure. I'll make the motion to withdraw the nomination of Krishna as a director.
All right, is there a second?
Can we have the record reflect that it was at Krishna's request?
Yes.
It should be in the minutes.
Well, no,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah, in a minute.
I'll say that, at Krishna's request.
Yes.
And I agree, that sounds much better.
Yes.
Mr. Kuzman?
This is not on the agenda.
You're correct. All right, we're going to do Mr. Tanis.
No, so for the record, you may want to write that down as part of the record, but the motion on the agenda is to the consideration of the appointment. Yeah.
To be appointed as a budget rep.
This to include.
Well, look, Mr. Kuzman has a point of parliamentary procedure here. I think he's probably correct in that there should be a formal motion to withdraw Chris's name and replace that with Brad's name. And that's probably the proper way to do it. Would you agree? Yes. All right, so we're going to, I'll accept the motion to postpone this motion until the August meeting. Is there such a motion?
Exactly.
All right. All right, you're making the motion. Is there a second? Melvin?
No, I understand that there was the board wanted to postpone that motion in the past to, but this is new, I mean, so what's it's not, we don't just follow parliamentary process, we also need to follow the Brown Act. And so per the Brown Act, what you have before you tonight is the consideration of Brad's appointment.
I understand that. I understand that, Melvin. However, I got Mr. Kuzma sitting here who has already pointed out that we may have a parliamentary problem here.
Her mom and her sister for 10 to 15 years, so she's really aware of what the issues are in terms of renters issues, and she wants to participate. I sort of mentored her in terms of activism, because our program, those of you that were on the board before, know that I was a teacher for adult ed and our program was almost closed. So she was there in the heat of things at that time. So I think she would be a great representative, and I'm sorry she couldn't be here tonight, so she's going to be here next month. And you'll get to meet her then, and hopefully we'll confirm her as a mentors.
Any public comment on that? We're not gonna take the vote tonight. I'm gonna move to defer to the August meeting. Seconded by Mr. Bohr. Okay. Any public comment on that? Discussion from the board? All right. Roll call on the motion to defer to the August meeting.
Jerry Askew. Dave Bobay.
Aye.
Michael Benedetto. Jeffrey Boer.
Aye.
Bonnie Burt. Aye. Julie Carson. Aye. Sally Colstead. Aye. Don Lopez. Aye. Darren Lopez.
Aye.
Joe Lyle.
Aye.
Brandon Schindelheim.
Aye.
Renee Trinidad.
Aye.
Andrew Wall.
Aye.
Cindy Lou Freeman.
All right, thank you. That'll be deferred until next month when Jenny can make it here. Next is C, nomination and confirmation of Michael Cabo as parliamentarian. I so move. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mike Benedetto by a half second. Public comment? I don't see any public comment. I'll take discussion starting with anyone in favor. Anyone opposed? Any discussion? All right, I don't see any discussion from the board. Julie, I think we're ready for a vote.
Okay, Jerry Askew.
Aye.
Dave Bobay.
Aye.
Michael Benedetto.
Aye.
Jeffrey Boer.
Aye.
Bonnie Burt. Aye. Julie Carson. Aye. Sally Colstead. Don Lopez. Aye. Darren Lopez.
Aye.
Joe Lyle.
Aye.
Brandon Schindelheim.
Aye.
Renee Trinidad.
Aye.
Andrew Wall.
Aye.
Cindy Lou Freeman. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. Welcome back, Michael, and thank you for all your efforts.
Oh, dang. Sorry.
I'm in support.
Brad Smith. I have you listed. Wait, did I miss
Listed
you
by
on that
that
one
much.
too?
All right, D is
I missed one.
nomination and confirmation of Cindy Wu Friedman, and I was corrected by Mr. Bailey, who has longtime been with the Budget Advocate Movement, that the actual terminology should be budget representative
Yeah.
to start with, and that the budget representatives elect their advocates. So proper terminology is to nominate and confirm Cindy Wu as one of our representatives as a budget, or one of our budget representatives. And I so move. Is there a second?
Enthusiastically second.
Enthusiastically second. Was that you, Mr. Bohr?
That was me.
All right, thank you. Public comment on this? I don't see any public comment. Anyone speaking in favor? Anyone speaking opposed? All right, we're ready for a vote by roll call. Julie?
So this is for Cindy.
Cindy Wu Freeman is budget representative. David, please really correct that in the minutes. If you would. Can we change that from advocate to
Okay. Jerry Askew. Dave Bobay.
Yes.
Michael Benedetto.
Aye.
Jeffrey Boer.
Aye.
Bonnie Burt. Aye. Julie Carson. Aye. Sally Colstead. Aye. Don Lopez. Aye. Darren Lopez.
Aye.
Joe Lyle.
Aye.
Brandon Schindelheim.
Aye.
Renee Trinidad.
Aye.
Andrew Wall.
Aye.
Cindy Lou Freeman. Aye. Brad Smith.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you very much. The next order of business is E, nomination and confirmation of Christina Crawford Velasco as budget representative. I so move. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Smith. Public comment? I see none. All right. Discussion starting with anyone who wants to speak in favor. Anyone speaking against?
Here.
Yes, sir, Mr. Benedetto.
I take what we do here at council, I take what we do here at council very seriously. We all took oaths to represent our council and our community. And my concern with Krishna is basically her attendance. I mean, I think the record more than reflects that her attendance hasn't been really good over the last 2 years. And in my conversation with Krishna after the last board meeting, she told me that she was very busy doing budget representative activities. And that's why she didn't make some of the meetings. Upon further investigation, I found that her attendance as budget rep was not much better than it was here. Additionally, you can actually call in to a meeting with the budget people. And I just feel that if somebody is not going to be proactive and do what they need to do, then I have serious reservations against her appointment. If you need to know exactly what a budget representative does, we can refer to Mr. Bailey. But that's how I feel about it.
Okay.
And it's not personal, it's just.
Anyone else speaking in favor? Kristen, I'll give you a moment, just one moment while I look for any other. All right.
I'd like to say something.
Yes.
I mean, I'm obviously the treasurer. I've been to a couple of the budget days. And my opinion is I'd like to spread, not the wealth, but I'd like to spread some of the budget responsibilities around, and I'm glad that these two have stepped up in the past 3 years. It's very difficult to get anybody, Jeff's not here now, but it's very difficult to get anybody to come to these meetings. It's difficult to get people to volunteer or to be on the board, to be part of this process. And when you have a lot of this is not necessarily Mike's comments, but there's a lot of negativity and constant waves of extra work that just burdens us. It makes our job that's unpaid even more difficult. And if Kristen is willing to do it and she goes to the meetings, I can't say to her absenteeism for it, but if she's willing to do the work, then I say do it. I mean, I'd advocate for her to be a budget rep.
Kristen, did you want to make a comment?
Yes, just for starting off, Mike is wrong about me being late here. I know that the minutes already reflect how many times I've been absent, and those absences have been excused. There's a trail of evidence that proves you wrong. And as far as my role as a budget advocate, that's different than being a budget rep. That's an extra role. And I take it very seriously. I'm well known throughout the community as a community activist, a community leader, and somebody who supports all of LA County. I'm everywhere. I'm in San Gabriel Valley and here. I'm at City Hall. I help nonprofits. I do a lot of work, and I evenly spread the wealth of me giving back to my community. And as far as my attendance on the budget advocate, I do call in. And when I forget to call in because I have a conflict due to a death in the family, or somebody being sick, or just have to work because I'm an event coordinator and sometimes I have events that I have to be at, I follow up. I never ignore my role. I follow up with my chair, who's Liz, and I have a trail of emails that will prove that I work extensively. Even in my absence, I'll be on the phone the next day to get everything in all the information that I need to pass back to this board. I don't go without not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
All right.
Thank you.
What?
Oh,
Well, look, anybody else, Ms. Wu has a comment.
Yeah, so I think I've been a budget rep for a few years, and I just like to make a general comment. So I've enjoyed serving with her as a budget rep because obviously we cover each other. That's why each neighborhood council has 2 people, because it is quite it is quite a bit of work. For example, it's quite a bit of involvement And so I would like to just make a general comment. I think, I like to think that our neighborhood council is a very welcoming, and it's not, it's a very welcoming board. I think many people like you and you who first came to, who got elected, we really open up with open arms. And so I love to see our board as, at least among each other board members, are welcoming and not critical of each other, because, I think we all understand we are very,
No, I don't ever remember.
no, I
Hold
know,
on.
we are very
Let's
sympathetic
finish speaking.
to everybody's situation. So I like to speak in favor of it, and I know that, she goes to budget days and all that, so I just. wanna
Michael,
say-
last word, and then we're gonna take a
All
break.
right, well, I would like Glenn to tell us what his role is with budget for reps and advocates. And perhaps you can also comment on.
No, I don't think that's appropriate. This is board discussion at this
Well,
point. No.
I was criticized for not knowing what I'm talking about.
Well, you either do or you don't, but the board can make the decision, and we've asked for public comment on it. And I'd like to take a vote of the board at this time. Julie? Is there any other discussion from anyone?
I do have some.
Jeffrey, go ahead.
I'm really torn about this. I like Krista, but I share the concerns of Mike over there, and so far, nothing I've heard has allayed my fears. Part of, 90% of everything is showing up. And I do understand that, and I don't want to embarrass anybody, but I'm really on the fence here. I'm having a very difficult time with this.
All right, I think we're ready for a roll call vote, Julie.
Okay. Jerry Askew,
Aye.
Dave Bavay,
I'm going to abstain in case of a tie.
Michael Benedetto,
Nay.
Jeffrey Bower,
Nay.
Bonnie Burke,
Aye.
Julie Carson, aye. Jet Dunlap,
Spin
Sally
that
Cole,
stuff.
yeah. Abstain. Don Lopez,
Abstain.
Darren Lopez,
Abstain.
Joe Lyle,
Stay.
Brandon Schindelheim,
Aye.
Renee Trinidad,
Nay.
Andrew Wall,
Abstain.
Cindy Lou Freeman,
Aye.
Brad Smith,
Aye.
We have 6 ayes, 3 noes, 6 abstentions.
And as much as the abstentions count as yes, the motion carries. Thank you all. Let's move on to F, which is the nomination and confirmation of Mark Morris as liaison to the Valley Alliance. It should read Alliance rather than Association of Neighborhood Councils. I so move. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Smith. Public comment? Mr. Guzman.
Yeah, I've been coming here for 3.5 years. This is the first time I've ever heard of this neighborhood council appointing a liaison to the Valley Association of Neighborhood Councils in an official capacity. Again, without standing rules, they create these types of positions that can be held by a board member or a stakeholder because of obviously the next one coming up. So again, this is another position that's open to stakeholders that we weren't given any outreach on. We didn't even know that in advance that these new liaison positions were being created that we could
Mr.
run
Guzman,
for.
we're talking about a board member here, not a stakeholder, so.
Well, but the next one's a
I understand, sir, but we're not on that
Okay,
subject.
well, I'm just saying this new position, liaison, is brand new. I don't know where it came from. So again, it'd be really nice if we had some outreach letting us know that
we're gonna have these new positions, and if you wanna participate, I've been to bank, and I know Eric as a board member was very diligent about going to bank and giving us reports. But in terms of designating someone as a liaison, as a stakeholder, this is not in our bylaws or our rules or anything else, so it's just
Which
taking
means
out
that
of left field.
which means that we can do it if we like.
Yes, you can, and it's a very good idea to have these representatives. My point is there should be some outreach, so if a stakeholder wants to volunteer for one of these positions, they have an opportunity to do so before the decision is made.
Thank you. Glenn, I will recognize you under public comment.
So the Valley Alliance Neighborhood Councils doesn't have a formal process like some of the, you heard about Sustainability Alliance, they do want you to designate. Lank, when they come to a vote, they have want to designate. But VANC is very informal. So, but you're welcome to designate however you wish and call it whatever you wish. But all are welcome. So for example, Eric had attended in the past. Mark has started attending, and Maria Fisk attends also. And when we go around and do introduction, she clearly identifies she's a stakeholder and a member of, I believe, the Planning and Land Use Committee of Granada Hills South. So, but there's no formal designation required. However, when we do a vote, there's only one vote per neighborhood council. And so if you have 2 representatives or whatever, then they need to caucus and come up with that one.
Correct. And Mark, being the board member, would be naturally the one to make the vote. But
again, up to you.
But that would be up to them if they're both at the meeting.
Yeah.
The idea is to have someone at the meeting who would speak for us in case there is an issue that comes up to bank that we've already voted on and expressed an opinion. So.
Thank you.
Yes, I understand there is an official position. Mark discussed this with me. Eric also discussed it with me. They both expressed an interest in continuing to go to bank meetings. And I thought it would be appropriate to designate someone officially to come back and give a report when necessary and so on. So that's the reason to designate it. All right, so any board comment, or I'll take comment in favor first. All right, anyone opposed? Any comments? I see nothing, let's vote. Julie?
This is for Mark Morris.
Mark Morris is a liaison to the Valley Alliance.
Dave Jerry Askew.
Aye.
Dave Rubay.
Aye.
Mike Benedetto.
Aye.
Jeffrey Bowler.
Aye.
Bonnie Burst.
Aye.
Julie Carson. Aye. Sally Colstead. Aye. Don Lopez.
Aye.
Darren Lopez.
Aye.
Joe Lyle. Mark Morris. I'm sorry. Brandon Schindelheim.
Aye.
Renee Trinidad.
Aye.
Andrew Wall. Cindy Lou Freeman. Aye. Brad Smith.
Aye. All right, thank you. As I hear it, it's unanimous.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's go to G. Same thing, nomination and confirmation of Eric Mansker as liaison to the Valley Alliance of Neighborhood Councils. I so move. Is there a second?
I second it.
Seconded by Bonnie Burst. Public comment? I see no public comment. Discussion. First of all, I'll take someone in favor. All right, I'm going to speak in favor, and I'll just give my reasoning here. You all know that Eric has been on this board up until this term continuously. He was defeated in election. He made it known to me that he would like to continue in some capacity, and I think this would be something that he could continue to work for the board and to bring back reports along with Mark, and to actually keep him in the mix, so to speak. So that's my reasoning for nominating him. I'll take any discussion against. Mr. Trinidad.
I have copies of the member board code of conduct, and my feeling is Eric has not shown to be fit to be part of this board because of the conduct that he had recently, and I have copies of the specific wording that I think he violated. he has signed this form, knowingly violated it, and therefore I think at this point, I think he should maybe step away from the board for a couple of years to hopefully detach himself emotionally from the board. But I strongly feel that his violation of the code of conduct is enough grounds for him not to be considered.
Thank you. Any- Well, we've already taken public comment, Chris. I'm gonna have that. But anyone else speak in favor?
I do.
Bonnie?
I think that Eric has always shown himself to be very passionate on every position that he's ever held for the board. He shows up at everything, and so he's a little bit overly passionate about other people who don't do everything that they're supposed to do. But I think that he makes an effort. He always makes an effort, and I think that he will take this position very actively and report back to us. And I think it's always good to have a volunteer. I don't like to discard volunteers. I'm appreciative of anybody who volunteers.
Let me just say one final thing, and I'll take a point of personal privilege if I may. We have several at-large positions available, and you will note that I did not nominate Eric for any of those positions because I happen to agree with, at least in part, with Renee's comments. However, I think Bonnie's comments are well taken. You don't just discard somebody that has something to offer. And I think he has something to offer. Yes, Julie?
I do agree with what you said, Renee. I was troubled in one meeting I came to before, and I've known Eric a long time, so I agree with what you just said, Dave, in terms of if you had wanted to appoint him to the board, that would have been one issue, but I also think that there's room for second chances, and Eric does have a lot to offer, and I like the way you put it, Bonnie, by saying that he's passionate. That's an understatement. So I am in favor of Eric participating and representing us, in this capacity. It's not a formal position. If there's issues that come up, I'm hoping that we could resolve them in a civilized way. But I just want to note that my history with Eric is I'm too concerned about Eric, but I want to give him another chance, and I want to work with him and move forward beyond what happened last year.
Mr. President.
So I'm in support of this.
Ms. Moore?
Just a question, I'm completely clueless about the violation of code of conduct. I wasn't.
Well, you weren't at the meeting.
Huh?
You were not at the meeting.
I know what it is.
Well, I don't remember what meeting it was, but Mr. Smith was in the chair, and I was sitting next to him as the acting parliamentarian, and my view was that it was completely out of line. Had I been chairing the meeting, I wouldn't have been as gracious as Mr. Smith was in letting him finish with his comments, frankly. Okay, that satisfies you. Mr. Ward, you have something?
I'm not sure I like him. But just beyond the beside the point. The fact is, as a liaison, keeping in mind his past involvement, I just think we're stronger with him than without him.
I think we're ready for a vote. Julie, would you give us a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Jerry Askew,
Aye.
Dave Bouvet.
I'm abstaining in case of a tie.
Okay, Mike Benedetto,
Nay.
Jeffrey Bowen,
Abstaining.
Bonnie Burst,
Aye.
Julie Carson, aye. Sally Kolstad,
Abstain.
Don Lopez,
Aye.
Darren Lopez,
Aye.
Joe Lyle,
Abstain.
Brandon Schindelheim,
Aye.
Renee Trinidad,
Nay.
Andrew Wall, Cindy Wu Freeman,
Aye.
Brad Smith.
Aye.
8, 4, 2 noes, and 5 abstentions.
The motion carries it. All right, thank you very much, everyone. The next is the appointment of the members of the Outreach Committee. The bylaws call for the chair to appoint and for the board to confirm. I am appointing Mike Benedetto as chair, Jet Dunlap, Joel Lyle, Mark Morris, and Renee Trinidad as members of the Outreach Committee, and I so move for confirmation.
Collectively or individually?
Collectively.
And that's okay?
Yes, because it's a committee. It's not a separate action for each person, it's a committee.
Just keep me honest.
Okay, thank you. All right, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Darren Lopez by a quarter second. You're gonna have to get faster, Justin. Any public comment? All right, seeing no public comment, discussion in favor. Discussion against? I see no discussion. Julie?
Dave, I have
Yes,
a
Michael?
comment for or against. I don't know if you had the chance to talk to Jeff, if he wants to actually be on this committee.
I have talked to him briefly, and he indicated that he was.
Okay.
Okay? And it was very brief, but I basically went like, I'm nominating you for this position you want. Yes.
Okay.
That's how brief. Very good. Cindy?
So I love the enthusiasm I think our outreach committee started last year. But I saw a little bit of action, but I didn't see all that it kind of promised to do. So what I would ask the outreach committee is action, but not over top. So I know that last year we had to do some organization for the outreach, both in ordering promotions and so forth. So what I would love to see is us not only implementing, fulfilling our strat planning, but really, like for example, like in our meeting right now, that I think our outreach has been running pretty regularly. I know it has some ups and downs in the last year, but what I would love to see is, you know, there's like 20 of us here, and we, you know, and we're not really holding the meeting to anybody. So I think
Well, it
we
is
are.
going on 10 o'clock.
Yeah, so,
Understand.
right. So, no, I mean, even before when we first started. So what I would like to do is for the board to hold the outreach committee more accountable in the outreach. Now we've actually gave a lot of funds, we've actually gave a lot of money and have all the promotional items. I would like for the outreach committee to work in together with with Erin, which is our website, and actually send out emails, because I'm actually on the Granada Neighborhood Council, like public email, when I build it out, I've never gotten an email, so I don't know if it's errors, whatever it happened, but I like for the outreach to actually really make a tremendous amount of improvement this year.
All right. Brad?
I'll just say very briefly, I can attest that outreach has been very active because I was the one getting all the checks written and the credit card stuff processed. And there's a tremendous amount of material, a lot of work went into getting it, finding the vendors, making good selections, getting the most of the money. So there's a lot of credit for that. So for that, I am completely support this committee as suggested.
All right, I'm gonna ask for a roll call. Any other discussion?
Just to add, there, so Mike, there's $15,000 that you got. Just please use, I would like to use most of it at the beginning of the year, so that we don't wait till the end of the year. That's all.
Really?
And that's true, for everybody.
Recall, I was appointed to outreach late.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm just saying, that's a general comment that, right here.
Julie Carson, you have a comment?
I just wanted to say, I've done some organizing and stuff, it's one-on-one, so people subscribing to the emails and sending emails doesn't get people in the room. You have to show up to events, so I think, Michael, one of the things you said at the retreat was you wanted everybody to participate in a few events during the year, so if everyone wants outreach to be more active, that's not Michael, you actually have to come to some of the things, help hand out the bags and things that we have and talk to people face to face, one-on-one. That's the only thing that's going to, it's one of the ways to get people in the room. Besides, I thought Jerry's suggestion about having a speaker or something like we did tonight and advertising that gets more people in the room.
All right, can we have a vote?
Yes.
All right. Julie, if you'll give us a roll call vote, please.
Sure. Jerry Askew,
Aye.
Dave Lemay.
Aye.
Michael Benedetto.
Aye.
Jeffrey Bower.
Aye.
Bonnie Burst.
Aye.
Julie Carson, aye. Sally Colstead.
Aye.
Don Lopez.
Aye.
Darren Lopez.
Aye.
Joe Lyle.
Aye.
Brandon Schindelheim.
Aye.
Renee Trinidad.
Aye.
Anthony Wall. Andrew Wall, sorry. Renee. Cindy Woodfield.
Abstain.
Brad Smith.
Aye.
Passes.
Thank you very much. Let's go to I, please. This is the appointment and confirmation of the Planning and Land Use Committee. At this time, I'm nominating 5 persons. I'll alert everyone that it may be expanded to 7. We can add some additional folks. I'm appointing Jerry Askew as chair, Cindy Wu Friedman as co-chair, Brad Smith, John Solito stakeholder, and Maria Fisk stakeholder as members of the Plum Committee. With the exception of Brad, these are all past members of the Plum Committee. In the past, we have had a chair and co-chair, and I decided to keep that because Jerry's indicated that there may be some meetings that he's not going to be able to meet, in which case, Cindy, it'll be up to you to post agendas and run the meetings. And I know you're capable of doing that. So I so move. Is there a second?
I second.
Second, thank you, Julie. Public comment?
Yeah, I have one.
Yes, sir.
One, we have a problem because you have 2 members on that committee that are board members or active members of the Old Granada Hills Residents Group that quite often discusses planning and land use issues outside of this meeting. And it has been determined that in that situation, they are having a serial meeting, so maybe only one person from active Old Granada Hills Residents Group should be on that committee in order to avoid any possibility of a serial meeting occurring in the future. In addition, I would also like to, it just kind of baffles me why our residential property owner and our commercial business owner or commercial property owner representatives are not on this committee. I would think that these are the people that are in contact with the landowners that would be affected by land use committee decisions and should be on that committee in order to relay that information to their constituents that they're representing.
Good point on both, Mr. Guzman. I'm going to just address the first point. That you may have a point there, and I may consider asking one of these folks to step back upon consulting. In the meantime, I'm going to ask them not to discuss land use matters between themselves with anything that may come before the council. Second thing, in terms of, and I think you're referring to Mr. Trinidad, who's the homeowner representative. Mr. Trinidad expressed a preference to be on the outreach committee, and I announced early on that I was going to try to spread the wealth among the 2 major committees, meaning that we wouldn't put the same person on both the major committees. So that's the reasoning there. Is there any more public comment? Thank you. All right, seeing none, discussion. Darren, you got something? No?
I do.
Yes, Ms. Ward.
Again, we have this, I think it is a serious issue with the potential serial meeting here. If we've got 5 on the committee, 3 is a quorum, and anyone who talks to someone else equals a majority of the quorum. And I think it's unrealistic to think that with 2 people so intimately involved with land use, that even if they're not acting in the capacity of board members, they're still, it's a little iffy. I don't even know that it's legal.
Well, it is legal as long as they don't speak. But there's a way to cure that, and we've done it in the past, and that is to appoint more than 5 board members.
Yes, that was gonna be my suggestion, possibly.
I definitely have that in mind, and that'll be on the agenda for August.
Then can we defer this until August?
I'd rather not, because I think there may be some planning and land use issues that may be coming up that we need to address.
Then, I'm
You
just,
can make a motion to defer if you like, I mean, I can't stop you from doing that.
I'm not gonna buck the hierarchy here if you're sure that there's not a problem, but
Well, I'm going to simply admonish the two of them not to discuss until either one of them resigns or we add additional members. Simple as that.
Okay.
Okay? Any other discussions? Yes, sir.
I would like to get Meldon's opinion on the definition of a serial meeting. It seems that just because a person meets at,
Call the question.
yeah, okay, point of order. Just because a person meets at another function, another legitimate group, they're not necessarily talking about council matters. So how would that be a serial meeting at that point?
So we may have covered this in your training, little guy. So you remember, for your own purposes, the number that you need to look out for is 5 board members max, right? So here I'm only seeing 3 board members. The other 2 are stakeholders. I do hear the other issues that are being raised, which that's up to the board to decide how they want to handle that. But for your purposes, technically speaking, 5 is the maximum number of board members that you can have. I'm only seeing 3 here.
Correct.
Okay, so the other matters that you're raising about this other third party involved in your community heavily, as I'm understanding it, that is up to you, how you want to take that into consideration.
Let me explain what Mr. Kuzman's raising and why he may have a point. Because the quorum right now is 3 of 5, that creates a quorum. So that if 2 persons take a position prior to a meeting and make that position known and discuss it, then that may constitute a serial meeting. However, well, it may be a Brown Act violation, but let's put it that way. So that's why I said I'm going to ask Mr. Salidos and Ms. Fisk. They've already agreed that they would be there. This issue was raised after the agenda was posted. So we'll either cure it by adding more persons or asking one of them to step down and replace them. But for the meantime, I'd like to get this committee off the ground because there are some issues that we may need to address in July and August. Darren, did you have a?
Yes.
Okay, next one. Darren?
We had this retreat and we've gone over this, I don't know how many times, so you members on the board, I respect the issues that we do have. I think knowingly, we all know how to handle the situation. So therefore, I call the question, and I can.
Well, all right, I'd like to let Bonnie speak if you would withdraw, be the last speaker. Okay, all right, Bonnie, very briefly.
Again, I think it's absurd to limit people who want to volunteer just because they're also volunteers on another board that's not a government board. You know, they're being told not to talk to each other, and I don't think that we should assume that they're gonna violate that particular ethic just because they're both on 2 different things. They could also be members of the same church. You know, you could have people that are all members of a church and they have the same opportunity to talk. They could all be members of some other group in Granada Hills and they have the opportunity to talk. Just because people have the opportunity to talk, we cannot assume that they might talk and therefore we cannot let them be on the same subcommittee.
All right, thank you. Let's take a vote.
Excuse me, Mr. President?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Go
I
ahead.
was going to inform the chair that I have to leave and I was staying here for this vote. But I can either vote for this, in good consciousness, I can't vote against it. And if I abstain, it's the same as voting for. Based on that, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take my leave now.
All right, we still have a quorum. Thank you.
Understood.
All right, let's take a vote. Let the record reflect Mr. Bohr is leaving and not voting. And let's take a roll call vote, please.
Jerry Askew,
All right.
Dave Rebay,
Aye.
Mike Benedetto,
I'm sorry, what's the vote? again?
This is on the plum committee.
This one.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Okay, Bonnie Bird,
Aye.
Julie Carson, aye. Sally Colston. Don Lopez. Aye. Darren Lopez.
Aye.
Joe Lyle. Brandon Schindelheim.
Aye.
Renee Trinidad.
Abstain.
Andrew Wall.
Abstain.
Cindy Wu Freeman. Aye. Brad Smith.
Aye.
Passes.
Thank you, Jeffrey. We'll see you next month.
Good night, thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's go to J. We have two more items, plus comments. J is discussion possible action to sponsor a seminar regarding the county assessor's new tax portal. Gives the date, August 17th, 6 to 7:30 p.m. at Granada Hills Library. Target audience is the general public and stakeholders of our area. And the subject will be assessing your property tax records through the new assessor's portal, chambering with the Chamber of Commerce and the library, with dinner to be provided before the program. Cindy, you asked that this be put on the agenda and that you'd like to speak on this. Would you like to make a motion?
I so
Okay.
moved.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Askew. Public comment. Let's see, yes, sir, Mr. Taylor?
Just curious how the money is involved with this?
For dinner, to provide dinner. before
Right,
the-
so you're providing dinner, or are you providing?
We're providing, we
The money.
catering.
Okay, so you're,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. We've done a couple of events last year, we just brought in catering. Okay. No?
Real quick, just be mindful of the ethics training requirement stuff. This is money matter, so just want to put it out there.
Yes, just in terms of,
If you're eligible or not.
yeah, well, the only one that I know that's not eligible is Mr. Wall. I believe everyone else has completed their training.
So I thought, yeah.
Is that correct, everyone? You've all completed training? All right, so, and Mr. Wall, you understand you're not able to vote, right? Okay. All right, so the motion has been made and seconded by Mr. Askew. Cindy, I'll allow you first discussion, since you made the motion.
It's self-explanatory. Does anybody have any questions or have any questions about it? What is it exactly?
Too bad this is so late in the day.
Okay, I can make it like a 3-sentence thing.
Do so.
What are the,
What is it?
I mean, I know, I've been on the county website tons of times.
Okay, so
What is
a
it-
very
what are
brief
these
version, if you all
updates?
know, 6 months ago, there was a recall of the county assessor. Not a recall, I think that's what he meant. I don't know, I think it was a So there's a new county assessor, and so one of his new mission is to make the department as transparent as it could be. So currently, if you're a homeowner, which I think a lot of you are, if you wanna know anything about your tax assessor's record, history, look at your deed from 100 years ago, you gotta submit a paperwork and everything's actually sent to you. You gotta go down there in person, I mean, it's kinda complicated. So one of the things that, what they try to do is so they actually scanned, like physically scanned, like millions of pages of old record that's been in their file, in their system, onto a new website. So now you can actually type in your address, and you actually have a Google Earth view of your home. It tells you everything about your property, both on the tax assess, it tells you if your property's on an oil drill, which we actually looked in the valley, there's actually some. And so it's a free website to the public. So because it is a public agency, they just created this very extensive website for homeowners to access data or record that you're supposed to have access to.
Do you have someone lined up to do a presentation?
The county assessor is coming to do this.
Okay. All right, so, any other, okay, we're just scratching here. Any other discussion? All right, hearing none, I think we're ready. Yes, go ahead.
I have two concerns, actually. How many people do you think would actually attend an assessor's event? Seems kind of like dry material. Do you have any kind of
So-
matrix on?
Yeah, so I'll give, obviously, most people don't know about this. I actually went to a board meeting, Blackboard, And I was like, this is really impressive, this is something the public should know, because I think nobody knows. The site has only been active for about a month and a half, about 2 months. And so, if you guys know that I started doing the seminars, like a series of seminars since last year. And we usually partner with the Granada Hills Chamber, and this time around the library has asked to partner with us because they actually promote it to the general public, that for the people who come to the library. So in the past, our success rate, it's always been standing room. I think the very first one, Dave, I think you were there. The first event was actually held at the library.
I was there at the second one.
Oh, the second one. So the first one, I think a few.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there, and I think you were there too. And it was standing room only. So for every single event that we have put out, we've had, the first one, I think about 60 people. It was still, it was standing room. And for the last event, which is a renter seminar, we had about 45, I think, 45, 50 people there. And it's also standing, actually we had a few seats there. But for the most part, I think our turnout is really good. We get people from the community and surrounding neighborhood, and they're like, oh, so they always request more seminars. And I think it's a great way of us serving the community.
Second part. The other thing, I'm gonna vote for this, okay? But the other thing that I'd like to just point out, and I expressed this with Dave, is that we can't just have a committee of one making these seminars without a little scrutiny as to the subject material. So perhaps you can pick a committee and work with them.
Well, I've spoken to Cindy about this as well, and the reason I put this on the board issue, frankly, is because of the date. We've got a second one that if we want to defer to the outreach committee and go into a little further, we can do that. But because this date is coming up pretty soon, and she'd already secured a speaker, I thought we better put it in the board issues.
So because of my role as Director of Community Interest, to me, any of the seminar I put on are community interest to the general public. And as far as the topic, so usually it's not like I think about the topic. So usually I go to a lot of events, and I go to an event, I'm like, hey, this would be great to bring it to Granada Hills. So typically any event that I put on, it's not like I seek out a topic, it's usually I attend the event, and I'm like, this is great. Or I may have a connection, and I'm like, this is great, and I bring it here. So I welcome any other committee, any other board member here that feels like, hey, there's a good topic, you want to bring it to the community. I don't think any board member will say no. The same thing how I asked this event or the previous two events to do it, to put it on. I think any of us, if you want to put on a health seminar or whatever seminar, seminar you want to put on, I think you can just arrange it. I mean, it's not really complicated. You find a location, you find the date, and you find the speaker, and you find people to partner with. And of course, I have some experience in putting on a seminar. I can definitely give you some advice, some help, but it's not a full-on expo. And so I think everybody on the board here, I think Dave will probably, and also me, will encourage you to think about a seminar you would like to put on and have the board vote on it. So that's my.
We're getting
there's
hours running late. Do we have somebody?
I just have a quick comment. Is this the Granada Hills Neighborhood South sponsored event, or is this your sponsored event?
No, Granada Hills South.
Okay.
Yeah, we're funding money.
You're okay. I just want to see if it was
And partnering
funded
with the
by
chamber.
us.
Yeah, partnering with the chamber and the library.
Okay, that's
As
cool.
opposed. All right, so I think we're ready to take a vote. I don't see other hands. Julie?
Jerry Askew,
All right.
Dave Bouvet.
Aye.
Michael Benedetto,
Aye.
Jeffrey Bower, I'm sorry. Bonnie Burst,
Aye.
Julie Carson, aye. Sally Kolstad,
Aye.
Don Lopez, Darren Lopez,
Aye.
Joe Lyle, Brandon Schindelheim,
Aye.
Renee Trinidad,
Aye.
Andrew Cass. So see, how do I record this?
Inaudible?
That
There
was
should be a
it.
color for
Keep arguing.
Cindy Lou Friedman,
Aye.
Brad Smith.
Aye.
Okay, so it passes.
All right. The next thing is K. Cindy, I'm gonna ask for a motion to defer, given the hour, and refer this to the outreach committee. I don't have any problem with the motion itself, but we need a minute or two for board member comments, and our time technically is up to 10 o'clock. Yes.
Okay, so if I may, I would love for the board to vote, because just like the previous event, in order to partner with some people, sometimes they need approval, and I don't wanna reach out to people and then tell them no.
Okay.
So in this particular case, there's like 6 speakers, and you guys don't know, but there's 6 speakers for the business seminar. We're trying to make this an annual thing. Last year was November, this year's November. And once we approve it, we can actually reach out, and these are CEOs of like the Valley Economic Alliance people, which have a very busy calendar. So I would love for the board to approve, especially this is our second annual business.
All right,
seminar.
that's fine. So do you so move?
I so move.
Is there a second?
I'm gonna
Second by
second it.
Ms. Burrs. Public comment?
No.
Lynn?
If this is the second Thursday of November, I want you to just be aware that that is when the Valley Alliance will be presenting its every other year planning workshop.
Mm-hmm.
It's focused on workshops and planning. We will have the director of the city planning and other elected officials. Just FYI, may not involve everyone. Some people may go to one, not the
Luckily,
other.
we have liaisons.
Well, no, this event is the one that's at CBS Studios.
Oh, I
It
see.
is designed for all board members.
Right.
I just want you to be aware of that, if
All right.
that's the same date.
Any discussion from the board?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm really in favor of this. We don't do very much that deals with small businesses here. Most of our stuff has to do with residential. There are so many things pending that keep coming through that affect small businesses, including the constant changes of the minimum wage, the constant changes on the sick leave, the definition of small business versus big business, different time periods. I think that getting some outreach that affects businesses is something that we should be involved in, because we never really get that involved in that stuff.
Thank you. Anyone speaking against? I don't see any hands. I think we're ready for a vote.
Jerry Askew,
Aye.
Dave Bavay.
Aye.
Michael Benedetto,
Abstain.
Bonnie Burrs,
Aye.
Julie Carson, aye. Sally Colstead. Aye. Don Lopez. Aye. Darren Lopez.
Abstain.
Joe Lyle.
Aye.
Brandon Schindelheim.
Aye.
Brad Smith.
Aye.
Renee Trinidad.
Aye.
And Cindy.
Aye.
Okay, passes.
Motion passes. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
All right, so we're at that point for comments. Again, we're coming up on 10 o'clock, which is technically the time we're supposed to be out of here, but we're going to do a quick go-around, starting with our newest member, Brad Smith.
Thank you all very much, truly appreciate it.
Ms. Wu?
Just a comment on the outreach survey, I know we already approved it, but page 3, bus benches, I think it's marked yes, but I don't think we do any advertisement on bus benches.
We have in the past.
Oh, okay, but not us. Okay, just wanna say, Brendan, thank you very much for the different way of presenting your report. It looks really easy to read, so thank you very much. And, I'd like to thank the public for attending and thank Melvin for coming. And I just really want us to focus on sending things out to our people.
Mr. Trinidad?
Nothing today.
Thank you. Bonnie Burch?
Nothing.
Mr. Benedetto?
I'd like to congratulate everybody on the new appointments. I would also like to maybe get a show of hands of volunteers with regards to this National Night Out, CD12 and whatnot. This particular item is to promote CERT and emergency preparedness and police and community partnership and neighborhood unity. I think it's an important event. It's gonna be at Northridge Park, and I'd like to maybe just, excuse me?
The second, isn't it?
What's the date, Mike?
Oh, the 2nd of August.
That's a
starting-
Tuesday night?
The Tuesday night, starting at, I believe, 6:30 through 10. And like a show of hands for volunteers at the moment. I'm gonna bug everybody again later, if I can get an idea.
If I can do it as crippled as I am, some of you guys can do it.
Mike, what is this for?
We have to respond by the 22nd to get a table for this event. And we're basically gonna make it an outreach event.
Okay,
And try and-
I don't.
Plus, you get to watch a free movie.
Huh?
Yes, you get to watch a free movie. What's the?
Oh, this is that Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw it on-
Well, you don't have to watch movies.
I'm on.
All right.
Okay, good.
I'm on.
But the main purpose is to outreach and get our name out there. And we have a whole new deal going, with how we're gonna present ourselves. So, okay, if you would see me after the meeting, you know,